and welcome to the First Sip Podcast, the show that's really a bottle share that's disguised as a podcast that talks about the shit real beer nerds want to talk about. Let me introduce our hosts. We have Ruben. What's going on, man?
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey. We have Allie.
Hi.
And Joel.
What's up?
And then lastly, myself, Chris. What's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing?
That was totally a nerd introduction. Like, we all sound like fucking nerds.
Hey, we're just figuring this thing out. You know what I mean?
Hello, my name is Joel. Just gotta pinch your nose.
No, it's been a good week. I'm tired, exhausted, but
yeah, it's almost Christmas, so it's like we made it. We deserve it now. You know what I mean? We get to have a couple of sips of some nice stuff. Drinking a little. Just poured a brainwave swell from Monkish, so sipping on that right now.
Dude, this beer's
going down
phenomenal.
pretty easy.
Yeah, it's great. I like this one.
You know, but there's something to be said when you had one Monkish, you've had all Monkish. You know, so they're all pretty good.
Right?
Hey now, hey.
I do feel like there is.
People keep buying
I do feel like there is variation to their recipes, but there's probably like 3 recipes that are getting used a lot, and then all the different combinations of hops that's like going in between those. Like, there's no way each one is completely a unique beer. I mean, there's probably a few different recipes. I'll give them that for sure.
But they have that monkish quality, right? Like, there's certain breweries, like, you know this beer was brewed here.
Yeah.
Like, I think Modern Times has that. Like, their IPAs and their stouts have that certain...
They have that shitty taste.
I know. I was trying to ask Chris how
I
they
think it's
get
the mouth.
that.
I think the Monkish. I think what's kind of distinctful about their beer is the mouthfeel is a big thing. I mean, obviously they get a lot of the other positive qualities of the tropical notes, and it's smooth, but I think that they get all that and they maintain a really good mouthfeel.
The mouthfeel is stupid, and from my understanding, I think I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think they started brewing IPAs with Other Half. I think that's how.
That's how I learned. They learned to brew from them, because before that they didn't make. They famously had the "we don't brew IPAs" thing.
That lasted a little.
That lasted that's a short while. They were in business for like 2 or 3 years before.
But then they saw ka-ching.
Yeah, then they started fucking rolling it in.
If you have a money printer and you don't print money, like
yeah, exactly. They're losing money not doing it. But this is going down good.
What are you drinking, Joel? Since you're remote.
I also have a monkish beer. I've got Breaking Hues, which you can't really see because I've got this cool blur filter going on my camera. But yeah. This tastes different than the one you guys have, though. It actually tastes different. 8.5% double IPA.
I agree, Joel. They just taste.
It must have come from the other vat that they have.
We talked about this on the first episode. I kind of skid into like I go by skid. I mean I go full force into like that. If there's like something to be hated on, I go full force. So when people say like,
it's all you see. You basically see red.
So
when
people say like monkish stall, say I'm gonna lean into that. I'm like,
yeah,
because I agree to a certain extent. But again, it's not a negative because all of their beer is consistently good. If you make 5 pastas and they're all good, like. Yeah, they all taste similar.
Well, maybe this is going to be right up your alley because we're going to give you something to kind of lean into right now. We're going to jump into a segment that we famously like to call "That's Going to Be a No From Me, Dog," and that is something that within our friend group, if anybody knows Ruben, he's famous for giving his takes, and a lot of them are just going to be a no from him. You know what I mean? So this is just our opportunity to take some different things. This could be, basically, very widely range from, could be a pairing, adjuncts in a beer, something you see online, and we're basically going to kind of give our take, give the story, and then we'll each kind of give our take. It's going to be either that's going to be a no from me, dog, or I'm fucking down. So we'll kind of jump into it here. Ruben, you got a story to lead us off with?
Okay, this is going to be a little bit outdated by the time this comes out because this happened maybe 3-4 weeks ago now. But
we're at the end of 2020.
And we're
yeah, this is the 23rd that we're recording this, right? 23rd?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve. Yes.
What is it? The Seinfeld, the Festivus, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Celebration of the Festivus for sure.
There is a beer Instagram by Hayes Boys. I'm going to use them. The original comes from another page, but Hayes Boys is what I'm going off of.
Okay, I think that's where a lot of people, if you follow Hayes Boys on Instagram, there's a good chance you saw this and then even piled in on the like. I happen to know the story, but what the fuckery of this?
If you are a respectable beer drinker, you had something in your head.
All right, what is it? What is it? All
right, so this came out November 30th, so almost a month ago now, right? And they did a bracket of breweries going head to head.
Best breweries, right? Best brewery bracket. Just like that's as far as we know, like it's best breweries. It's
Battle of the Breweries Finals. That's what the thing was titled. And I just want to say this bugged me so much when I saw it. Like I just remember like text messaging everybody like, dude, did you see this? Like, this is ridiculous. All right.
It got passed around a bit, for sure.
So there's many that I disagree on. First
of all, what are just some of the contenders before you list who's been winning? But like, it's stuff like what Other Half is on there.
Okay, so
Monkish.
Some of the big dogs that are on this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you some of
let's give it the dog. Yeah.
What I consider the big dogs, and then I'll give you who they lost to in this bracket and in what round.
And we'll post this on our Instagram channel as well, so you can see what we're talking about here later.
All right. So just going off the big boys, right? So we got Monkish and Other Half. Those are two big. Side Project.
Side Project. I mean, you think automatic winner right
Casey,
there, right?
Casey's a phenomenal brewery.
Oh, yeah.
Treehouse. It's a pretty good brewery. They make some great juice. Great Notion. They've fallen off a little bit, but they do make some tasty stuff. Hidden Springs makes great IPA or stouts. Bottle Logic, they've fallen off a little bit too, but they still produce quality barrel aged stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let me tell you why this bothered me so much. So, starting in the first round, they had Monkish against Other Half, which is phenomenal. That's a great pairing.
That's a fucked up first round though. Like
that's a great first round. You're watching Alabama play LSU last year.
It's like two number one seeds going at it in the NCAA bracket. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense, but you want to see it. Like you want to see it. You have
a lot of heavy hitters on there. So
Monkish against Other Half. You're like battle of the IPAs. These guys make phenomenal IPAs. Monkish wins, which I have no beef for that there. They make it on to the next round, which you could argue it either way.
That's actually kind of. I would have thought that Other Half would have won that just because of the amount of different. Monkish I think are better IPAs. Probably, like I think probably overall more desirable in that sense. But Other Half does so many of the other stuff. Sorry.
Yeah. So I either.
But
you could have picked either one, and I would have been fine.
I don't have a problem with that one.
So then the first round, Drecker, I think is the name of the brewery, beats out 450 North. Which 450 North, if you guys don't know,
especially knowing the winners of this stuff, that's Drecker, dude. Like they've kind of come on a little bit strong. I mean, I think they just are known for doing straight fruit smoothies, right? Like
I wouldn't know, but
I think that's their bag. Like
so
that's That's upset right there for sure.
So upset because 450 North had that whole ABV controversy, not too long
ABV gate
ago.
for sure.
But then in the second round, Monkish loses to Drecker.
What? Are you fucking kidding me? Like
that's not even the worst of it. I'm just going by the. Okay, so then we have Casey going against Side Project again. Prominent sour makers in the country. They both make phenomenal soured beer. Like two of my favorite.
Friends going against each other on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And no big deal. Side Project wins.
Okay.
Fucking understandable. Side Project makes great
Absolutely.
beer. But then this is when I started seeing red, and
this is when everything. This is
where I just wanted to quit drinking beer, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna fucking drink Bud Light and Coors and hang out because I hate beer people. Well,
we hope you listen to us.
Side Project.
Ruben nearly quit beer based on this alone.
Side Project lost to a brewery with the stupidest fucking name in the game. And I apologize if anybody ever from that brewery hears this. Baba Brewing beats Side Project.
What is Baba? I think I may
Brewing.
have recently heard about that, but what? Yeah, I think I saw that one.
So I know they primarily make those smoothies, but it's BAA. So Baba Brewing.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the bracket, I completely lost all credibility.
So what were the winners then?
So the final came down to the Answer and Imprint, and
Jesus Christ,
I love the Answer. I think the Answer makes great
Answer's
IPAs.
great. Yeah, Answer
they make some great stouts, and then they make their smoothies. So they're a well balanced brewery, but to beat out some of the best breweries in the country with fucking juice smoothie producing machines. I lost it. I don't understand it at all.
I think I know where you stand on this one, and I'm gonna have to say I'll jump out of turn here and just be like, yeah, that's gonna be a fucking no for me, dog.
That's gonna be a no for me. Dog.
But just to even, I feel like I have so many here. Let me see it. Like, I feel like I have. There's like beyond, the way, like, there's just so many problems with it. Because even let's just say, okay, obviously the Onser and Imprint, two prominent juice makers. Even though I have more respect for Onser because they do. I just said do because they do other cool stuff. They actually make stouts. They do a lot of cool stuff, and so I don't have a problem. Like if this was, if I didn't really know too much about this bracket, I'd be like, oh, Answer in the finals, like I said. But Imprint, like they just make fucking Jamba Juice. You know what I mean? Like that's all they do. But then even if, like, let's just say, so this clearly seems to come from somebody that was making like a juice bracket. Like this is like a Juice Bros bracket.
Juice bracket.
But even then, how does 450 North lose to was it Drecker?
Drecker, top
what
left.
Like that's what I'm saying. So that's like that just stood out to me. I was like, why the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like if this is gonna be a Juice Bros bracket, and then Baba, like I never, like, at least I've heard of Drecker. I don't even think I've heard of Baba before. I mean, maybe
I think they're from Texas.
Maybe I'm old. On the other side,
I've had beers from both.
Yeah, I've had beers from Baba.
I think I have had Rob. Yeah, dude, Cali Rob, dude. Cali Rob's a juice man around
Cali
here.
Lifestyle on Instagram.
Yeah, shout out to Rob. Cali Lifestyle. Looking at this bracket too, like Kings is like went pretty far. Mortalis was super high. So yeah, I mean this was like a total Juice Bros.
Kings surprises me.
Total Juice Boy bracket.
I don't want to go on a second episode and rip Kings because I did that on the first episode, but
you probably do that every episode.
But like they're one of those breweries. Like before they started producing that juice trash, I didn't understand why they were around. Like
I still don't get it.
I drove out of my way to go to Rancho Cucamonga to be utterly disappointed, and they found their little niche, with the juice boys.
That, and they were doing all these stouts, like literally the adjuncts. Like it's one thing to put like, you have all these other things, and then it's like, oh, we put Oreos, we put this. It's like they had a stout where all of the adjuncts were just different candy bars. I was like, what? Like that?
Gentlemen,
can that be good?
You had my curiosity. Now you have my full attention.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll go around. Like Joel, what do you think? I mean, what are your thoughts about this?
I sent you that bracket. I think you've seen it.
I would try to.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I'll say it's going to be a nope for me. But obviously, it sounds like they seeded it totally wrong. Like I don't understand
the seating.
The
I was saying that
they
there's
did.
it's the levels. It's the levels of weirdness. Because the seating is stupid. Like Other Half and Monkish going against each other. But like, how is how are we in a world where
I'm not even worried about the seating. I'm worried about the way that it's branded because it's branded the Battle of the Breweries, and if we're talking about overall quality, that all of that bracket is wrong.
Dude, I think children must have voted on this and just were, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this one tastes good.
Like all of those are wrong. I mean, don't disrespect all these breweries, but if you're not making.
Dude, speaking of which, Hill Farmstead I don't think was on that list.
It was not even on the list.
Not even on there.
It wasn't even on there.
I feel like that just,
But I appreciate that because at least that didn't piss me off more. Because if I saw Hill Farmstead lose to like fucking Kings, I
would have flipped this fucking pool table over.
But real rage.
But I think the way they sold it, it's like the Battle of the Breweries. Or maybe I'm just reading into it. I have too much time on my hand, clearly.
Well, what do you think, Allie? I mean, this is... Please tell me you're going to be down for this. Like, no.
She's like, I like smoothies. I love Jamba Juice.
I do like when Cali Raw brings over the guava and pineapple. I mean, there are some good ones, but I have to say it's no for me, dog, because that was not the right. Even
thank you. That's the correct answer.
Like you said, there was a few that just already eliminated it.
As soon as Side Project loses in the second round.
The fact that they did, I was like, when I kind of saw the other contestants, I was like, yeah, Baba.
Well, maybe we need to make our own bracket.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're old now or something. I don't know. Like, this is like, there's probably fucking Juice Bros out there. I mean, not that they're listening to this shit, but they're laughing at us, hypothetically, like, oh, these guys don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, no, they're probably sending threatening messages to me.
Oh, yeah.
The Juice Boys out here in California are all cholos, so... Maybe I should watch what I say.
Yeah.
Hey, well, there's a flavor for.
Otherwise, they're gonna be juicing you, Ruben. There's gonna be Ruben juice.
There's a lot to squeeze, baby. There's a lot
Mexican
to squeeze.
hot chocolate.
All right, Allie, do you got a topic for us?
I do. So I heard about this on the radio a while ago, and
wait, hold on. Let's pause. I gotta. Ooh, I'll have to clean that up. I got a new beer for us. I think this one was. I just wanted to pop this before we started because I can see we're all pretty low on beer right now. So I wanted to get this one. I wanted to get this one popped in while it's going. And Joel, I think you have one on your side. You may know where I'm going with this. But
I do.
This is a really cool beer that, I mean, Parish Brewing Company is just celebrating their 10th anniversary, and they were already known for. I think they were voted by a more legitimate source than the one we were just talking about. Don't drink beers, obviously, very legitimate. So I think they recently gave the best IPA award to Double Dry Hopped Ghost in the Machine. So for their 10th anniversary, they dropped Holy Ghost, which is a triple IPA double dry hopped, I believe. And so I was fortunate to get my hands on a couple of these, and so wanted to share with my bros and lady over here.
Wow, it's like orange.
Dude, I remember when Parrish first dropped that double dry hop Ghost in the Machine. I was able to get a 4-pack, one of their maple stouts, and then a glass that I later sold for like $150.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Yeah.
Zach?
I went through like a period where I was trying to get rid of glassware, and someone had just posted that they were looking for that glass. So I'm like, hey, I have that glass, and it was like a Teku. I'm like, I don't use those anymore.
Dude, glassware, think about it. We've all broken our favorite glass, and
I had to stop buying it.
I know.
My favorite glass is the pentagram glass from True Brewing in Denver, Colorado.
Ooh.
So it has the pentagram, and they're like a heavy metal brewery. So it's super dope. It's my favorite glass.
Chris and I don't even buy nice glasses anymore because they just break and.
I break them.
I had a Monkish Willie that I really liked, the gold rim Monkish Willie, but someone broke it in my household and just threw it out, and I was just like, oh.
I know. Yeah, that's it makes you sad, and then you're like, oh, I can't even get this again.
Yeah, but it's good. I shouldn't be holding attachment to glassware.
Yeah, true.
I also like how Holy Ghost, they kind of kept with the theme of like making the label like terribly photogenic.
Is that why you're over there taking?
They're like, stop taking
yeah,
pictures.
If you're watching this, I had to get a picture for the gram here. Come on, guys, this is.
It's a highly reflective can. It requires a lot of, finagling, moving light sources. It requires flagging. You got to get the focus just right on the right angle on the foil.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta have it's like, you gotta basically have the perfect like angle so you can like photograph these things right. But maybe that's just like a fuck you to like all us beer nerds that are like trying to take. It's like, let's make this shit hard for them to like photograph.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think they're thinking about that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, dude. But I was gonna say these guys. I mean, like I say, I was taking a picture of this thing. These trade for like $80 a 4-pack right now.
Dude,
it's crazy. This is like more than Monkish shit goes for.
One of the homies had.
So this single can's like $20. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. Merry Christmas, Joel.
Or Joel's like, thank you for the 2 that
Dude,
you
yeah.
gave me. I'm about to flip that second one. Buy some gas.
Dang it.
Nah, Joel's by himself over there. I only hooked him up with one. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, it's tasty.
So getting back into it, Allie, what did you have to bring?
Yeah, sorry, I just had to introduce that beer real quick.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I heard about this on the radio and haven't really stopped thinking about it. Or I mean, I haven't been thinking about it, but anyways.
I think about this.
I love when something
you hear this
bugs
topic,
you.
Yeah.
Well, you understand. I mean,
I'm vocal, so if something bugs me, you guys are gonna know.
It's not that it bugs me. It's just I heard it, and it was one of those things that's like, what? And then I had to Google it and looked it up, and I asked Chris if he had heard about it. So anyways, back in 2017, this Danish microbrewery made a brand new Pilsner, but they called it Pissner. And for
it's going to be a no for me. No,
so, let me tell you what is going on.
Yeah.
So, of course, people thought at first that they were using actual pee or urine.
They're making fun of Americans.
No. I mean, maybe that too.
This anti-capitalistic bullshit. No, shit, no.
So they advertised that they were having this Pissner, and then everybody, of course, was like, oh, what are you guys doing? Just turning urine into beer? No, they got a good laugh out of that. But what they did was they took 13,000 gallons of urine from a music festival in Denmark. And what they ended up doing is they used the pee instead of actual manure, like, having to buy something. So trying to be, recycling beer. And also it just goes to show you that, like, you can have a festival where usually there's nothing left but trash, and they turn it into something else. And the really cool thing I thought...
Wait. So they use actual piss to brew the beer?
No. They
It sounds like they use it as fertilizer. Is that what you're saying? Like,
yes, they use the fertilizer to
grow
they
the
use
barley
piss to fertilize
and
the barley
hops and
fields.
shit.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I'm trying. Yeah. Sorry, I was.
Yeah, but they use it as fertilizer. The human pee as fertilizer to grow the barley.
I thought that pee killed plants.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
The tree, I swear, the tree in my front yard grows at like 4 times the rate as normal trees because I pee on that shit every day. So I don't know.
No, but I thought, for real, I thought that pee
Maybe your pee does.
killed grass. Because isn't that why, like, people who have dogs have, like, grass dry spots?
It's fake news, dude.
Well, they
Maybe.
They must
I'm not a scientist. I'm not pretending
Well,
to
I
be.
think they turned the pee into the fertilizer. Like, it wasn't just that. They, like, used that as water instead.
Maybe
and
like the
then
nitrogen.
created it.
Maybe there's like nitrogen and shit in pee and stuff. Like
Maybe.
there's
but
all sorts of stuff.
Well, they
Alright.
made a beer. I mean, it's legit.
I don't know. I think that's still gonna be a no for me, dog. It's
So-
like I don't know. Like that's just fertilizer, I guess. But it's like
Okay.
if you're gonna name it Pissner, it's like come on, I'm out. Like no, thank you.
Yeah.
You know
First
what
of
I mean?
all,
Like, there's just name
I've
alone.
drank a beer from the Midwest somewhere called the Brown Note, so I'm okay.
Oh yeah, against the grain.
That
Yeah.
was your
Yeah.
favorite beer too. You said right?
No, but I would be curious to
Hall of
try
Fame,
it. I
Hall of
would
Famer.
totally try it. My only concern with this is because, you know, like in wine, they have the, what is it, the terroir or whatever, you know. How do you pronounce that?
terroir. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but it's all dependent on the soil, right, on the land. So I wonder how that much would affect the beer and if the
Well,
final product.
you're actually getting a taste from the whole world because if I remember correctly, you said this was like the biggest music festival in the world. So
No,
you're probably
it's
getting
the biggest music festival in Northern America or Northern Europe.
Oh,
And
Northern
it
Europe,
lasts
okay.
for 8 days. Like, they know how to do it over there.
Jesus
I would hate that so much. The festival.
for 8 days.
Bro, like, I had...
It's like minimum over there.
Dude, I had an ex-girlfriend who went to Coachella every year, and I'm like, I don't know how you could do a weekend fucking smelling like
yeah,
shit.
and this
Like,
and this is fucking 8 days. Like,
8
you either
days?
do Coachella or you don't. There's no in between.
yeah, there's no in between. I'm out.
Me too. That's
do you-
not
That's
even what we brought up. But
that's a no for me, dog.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
talking about
yeah.
Coachella.
Yeah. What do you think, Joel?
Well,
What are
music
you
festivals.
about this Pissner beer?
Oh, I'd totally try it. Yeah.
I totally
Crispy
tried it.
boy.
I'm
I
in
know.
that.
I
mean,
kinda
sure.
want to try it.
Ecologically brewed.
I
you
guess
know?
I'd try it, but it's gonna be a no for me, dog. I feel like I don't know.
I feel like mentally
Like-
it's a no, but if it was in front of you,
First
you're
of all,
like,
we were
"Oh."
talking about this right before the show.
Seems like bad branding.
This is like this is similar lines, but like something a little bit older. I remember, was it BrewDog that made that vagina yeast beer?
No.
I don't know,
No?
but you brought
If
that
I
up.
would say if somebody made it, I would. It sounds
No,
like that's something they
no,
would do.
it was a one-off brewery of that. That was the whole shtick. That was the whole marketing shtick of that entire brewery. It wasn't just. It wasn't one
kidding me?
beer. It was
Like,
the whole
that's-
brewery.
so
Just
vagina
like
yeast beer,
raison
and-
d'etre.
And I would totally try that.
Somebody makes one. I don't think it's. I don't think.
I mean, that's
I think it's Beechwood or something. Someone does something with like a mustache. Like I don't think they actually take yeast from a mustache, but like the like picture is like a dude with like a mustache,
Condensation
but
or
it's like
The
the
pit,
yeast,
they pitch it with
like
the,
yeast from like the
cultures on his face.
from like from the like brewer's beard or something. Like I don't think it was like actually true, but like that's what the branding of the beer was, and I was like. I mean, for me, like, yeah, it's like kind of sounds interesting, but it's like, yeah, when you start getting stuff from people's bodies, like, I don't know, that's where it kind of, like
It's
I said, it's gonna be a no.
attention-grabbing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no for me.
You're not curious just a little bit, like.
I guess so. I mean, to be honest, like, I mean,
That-
I'm saying, you know,
it's a
I'm being a
Yoni
little
beer,
bit,
that's the
being a little
name.
bit tongue in cheek. I would try the beer. I understand. It's just it's being used to fertilize it, and
I mean, I've tried a beer with Rocky Mountain oysters, and you know that's just bull testicles.
yeah, that was on my list too when I was doing my research.
yeah,
So
that
I-
one might be
yeah.
more. That's actually more weird, actually. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I get the the idea is that it's kind of like those porters with like
oysters.
the oysters and
Salt,
shit.
yeah.
The actual oysters. You know,
Yeah.
I'm guessing ball testicle all similar, like pretty salty.
I will say
I know.
the
I haven't
order of
tried
Yoni,
the
it's the
testicle.
Yoni beer.
I'm
Those
guessing
they're
you
the
know
ones
from
that make
experience,
those beers.
Yeah,
they
I've
have
had a
abysmally low ratings on Untapped.
yeah. See, even on Untapped, like, people are not about it. You know,
It's because
surprise though.
it's probably a bunch of neckbeards that haven't actually tried.
All right, what? So I think we had more of a consensus. I think we're down. We're kind of down for this one.
Yeah, you're the only one that said
That's
no.
a no.
I said no.
Don't try
maybe?
to. That's a yes,
And
dog.
that's, yeah, that's gonna be. I'm fucking down. We'll put that one. Stamp it. That's gonna
I'm
be a
fucking
yes.
down
one.
for that.
All right. What about you, Joel? You got a topic?
Well, I had a couple different ones, but I'm just going to toss out a beer because it rankled me, and I literally had it yesterday. for not the first time ever, but the first time in a long time. And you all know this beer probably, and it's one you can find on the grocery store shelf. And it is Lindemann's Framboise Lambic beer. You know the one. It's the little 355 milliliter bottle, and it's raspberry. Yes, and it's not a terrible beer, but I did it as a part of a Cicerone study group for lambic styles, like fruited lambic styles, and it was the wrong decision for us to do. So 2 hours later, I had drank like 4 or 5 other beers, and the taste of it was still in my mouth, as though I had drank or as though I had drank a whole bunch of just straight raspberry juice with sugar added, or raspberry Kool-Aid, or raspberry Jello.
Because if I understand, like the Lindemann ones, those are back sweetened, right?
And they use juice to flavor them and stuff. So, and then I got shit on the internet for it. So that one's going to be a nope for me from now on. I did it for science one time, but I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be a no for me, dog. Like Lindemann, like I mean, if I'm gonna spend my money on lambic and stuff, like I mean, I know a little bit about those beers already, and like I think just the way that I'm passionate about lambic in general is like, and these guys are such a slap in the face to like what 3F and Cantillon are doing, and it's like some of this stuff started like back in the I understand like lambic was not always as popular as it is now, and like some of these things they had to like cater to more what people's flavors are and having like a sugary, fruity beer, but no, thank you.
They're international, right? Are they
Lindemann's?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're shipping internationally. Yeah, I mean, you can get it on the shelves pretty easily.
Yep, they do make Cuvée Rene, and they that's Cuvée Rene Creek and Cuvée Rene Goose. Those are fine. Go for those. But the also though I heard from last night from Mike Lopez that the pear version is worse. So. So that one's also going to be a nope for me.
Pear's tricky. It's probably
not a very
artificial.
flavorful. Yeah, I've made a pear beer before, and it's like it's tough to tell that there's any fruit in it at all. It really just adds kind of extra character in a way.
I do love pears though. Pears is delicious. Underrated fruit. Very
soft.
Oh
yeah, pear. Yeah.
Yeah, when they're like ripe and ready. Oh.
Very soft. I don't like apples because like when I bite them, I have like big lips and they hurt. So I don't like apples unless I slice them.
Yeah,
I know that,
me too.
That's a really random thing about me. Like I bite into it. Like
you don't got those apple.
No, I slice my apples.
It pushes down to my bottom lip, and I'm just like that feels uncomfortable. Like this fruit is not worth that. Because after that little jolt of pain, I get that fucking apple, and apple's not that good.
All right, well this is not a no for me, dog, on apples. Like what do you think about what is your Lindemann's? Yeah, what do you think about? Yeah, apples, man, gonna be a no for me, dog.
That's why I like pears.
Nobody gives a fuck.
They're way softer. Pears are way softer.
Too soft. I mean, what were you thinking now?
He's got his own argument by himself.
Pears could be like I don't like mushy apples either though. But anyway, sorry, now you got me off the rails over here. All right, Lindemann's. Bro.
Back to the fruited beer.
Damn, what's Kendrick Lamar when you need him? Don't kill my vibe, bro.
Sorry.
You know what? I can't remember the last time I had one of those, so that should tell you that's a no for me. But like you guys made it sound good. Like it's like you're drinking raspberry juice. I'm like you had me at that.
I think it's like a bad. I mean, I can't imagine their lambic is too good. So it's like kind of like putting lipstick on a pig is the way I can think of it.
It's like some breweries that hide their stouts behind a bunch of adjuncts instead of brewing a good base stout.
It happened. Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't say any names.
Kings. No.
Or behind a bunch of hops, where they just put lots of hops in the beer to hide all the imperfections. Those bastards.
Yeah, this beer's supposed to be super bitter. Oh yeah, sweet. Oh, sorry, Alec, go ahead.
No.
So what do you think? Is it going to be?
I mean, I trust Joel's opinion, and if he's saying that, because we had a Lindemann's before, and it wasn't horrible, but I don't think it was the raspberry one. I think we had the Creek or something different. But anyways, yeah. I mean, like you said, you had other different beers, and that still was lingering. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to say it's a no for me too, because I agree. Like Chris said, if we're gonna,
I wouldn't spend money on it. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Like I said, I see where you're coming, and that's not saying that. Obviously you're doing it for a study group, and not every lambic is just available to grab with, especially at a reasonable price either. You know what just as actually a little pro tip right here. Joel probably could agree with this. If you're gonna get a lambic and you don't want to spend like the big pricey, or the big price tag on like Cantillon or 3F, if you can even get those, Boone is a fucking awesome lambic
maybe
to
that's
get.
what I'm thinking
We used to get
of.
that at our local. We have a Pizza Port bottle shop, and they would always have Boone in there, and I could get a bottle of Boone for like under $10 or something,
they're
and it's fucking
delicious. Yes.
awesome, dude.
Yes.
They were really
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yes,
wait,
before the
if you-
pandemic,
yeah.
that's exactly what I did. I did exactly what you're saying. I went and got a Boone at
I'm gonna have
Pizza
to
Port
visit
Bottle
that
Shop.
'cause I can't remember. the
Dude,
last time I
Boone
had
is
Boone.
Boone is awesome.
Boone's good. I know. We bought. I think we bought them out. I think they had 2 or 3.
Yeah, and I'm actually getting worried because Pizza Port was one of the only places I saw that would kind of carry it. I'm trying to think now if there's
Is
other
the bottle
places.
shop
I think
open?
Bevmo has that. I think
Does
I've
Bevmo
seen
get
It's
it?
around.
Okay, I was okay. Bevmo because I'm pretty sure Shelton Brothers probably distributes it. So hopefully, and I know Shelton Brothers is having some problems. So hopefully they still-
Distributed. Yeah, well, yeah, they're done. They're going under.
Pay your
no one's
bills.
gonna buy them out of bankruptcy or anything. Like I thought somebody was gonna I thought they were gonna do something or it was one of those things where they're finally bankruptcy but still gonna be.
Could you imagine if Stone
That would be
bought
cool.
that out? They already have their distribution.
They'd be like the one. They'd be like finally they're doing something cool.
I mean,
You know what I mean? Like
we rip
Stone
on,
found their market. Yeah.
but we rip on Stone. But like they were distributing a lot of these smaller breweries for a long, long time.
dude, I wonder if that's what
Yes.
they
they
make
did,
a lot of.
they
Yeah,
did,
True.
they did a lot. They did a
yeah,
lot
they're
to
doing.
help.
Dude, they
scene.
did. Yeah, they did a lot of good stuff for sure.
Yeah, they're like
But,
the founding
you know,
fathers of beer.
But recently, they just been
San
super
Diego.
douchey.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give my topic. Mine's pretty simple, and I'll just leave it just at this: 450 North glasses or glassware. That's gonna be a fucking
anything related
no
to
from me,
anything
dog.
related to 450 North is gonna be a no
Sorry.
for me, dog.
I just want to keep it.
Well, isn't it more
So-
because the cartoons?
So
and-
yeah, well,
they
so
knock off
some of them
stuff?
are. So they're basically like $80 for a glass.
Is that what they're
$80?
selling it
Yeah.
online? Them themselves?
I think that's their price, and then people are flipping them. Dude, there was a
Are
It
they
could have been. It could have
hand-blown?
been from Hayes Boys again. I forget.
they're
maybe
just
there
sucker
or-
born every day, and there's a fucking idiot.
Either
born
there or
every day.
worse, beer blog. But they
They're
basically
the same person.
screen captured a tray. Basically, a dude had just gotten one. And you can see by the timestamp of they just had released them. This dude gets one, or because I think they're limited too, right?
was
They're
gonna
like,
say, it
oh,
must
this
be the
is
seller posting.
limited quantity. So what happens is these Juice Boys over in the Midwest in Indiana, they get these things and pretty much immediately fucking flip them. The dude was asking for $500.
Did he get it?
I think it said it closed. Yeah, I mean,
Good for him.
if it closed, shit,
dude,
good for him.
Round of applause for that guy.
But dude,
Good
I mean,
for
just
him.
I mean, to be honest, but who knows if it actually really closed? You know what I mean?
Who knows? I hope to God he did, because there's stupid people
I hope
in
the
this
guy,
world.
because I just would hopefully people are
remember
refraining from,
There's a
buy-
lot of stupid people with a lot of money,
Yeah,
and
there's
they
a-
deserve to get
there's a
taken.
sucker- yeah, there's a
any
sucker born
chance
every
they
minute.
get.
But
Any
maybe,
chance.
maybe
I'm
that
just
person-
mad I didn't get to fuck him over. You know what I mean?
If I had a money machine like that around the corner where they're selling juice like that, I would be reselling it too. Because first of all, I'm not gonna lie and say they don't taste good, because those things are just juice.
No, they're for sure good and stuff. But yeah, but the glass. I'm saying this is just the glassware and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Joel sent us the picture. You're the best, Tiny Joel. We love you.
Hello.
I call him Tiny Joel because I'm just looking at a little screen.
he's joining us remotely here again. We'll get him in. We'll get him in the studio here eventually. But
It looks like
Oh,
a
is this
fire
the-
hydrant.
That's a stupid glass. That's a
Yeah,
stupid
but-
brewery.
so I mean, these are recent ones. So these ones
And
are
you're
giveaways.
stupid.
So these ones are kind of a giveaway, and these ones are actually kind of crazy. But
Yeah,
I'm
I was
definitely
gonna
not
say
going to
that.
pay these are. However, whenever someone wins these,
Looks like
they're
a
gonna
bomb.
flip them immediately, dude. I swear this is gonna be, this is gonna be like $800,000 in the secondary. It's like crazy, but I don't know. Maybe
That's a no from me.
some of these definitely
That's
gonna be a no for
me.
me, dog.
That's a no for me. And if I had a friend that paid for that, I would go over to his house and break it on purpose.
I'd slap him. we can no longer be
I would
friends.
break it on purpose.
Until next time when I'm like, hey guys, check out my.
Let me see that. Oh no, I dropped it.
You know, it'd be crazy if their glasses are more expensive than their beer. Like maybe they'll just turn into
Oh,
a
it's-
glassware company. I mean, obviously nobody likes.
But
Well, I
the-
shouldn't say nobody.
But the only
there's-
reason there's a demand is because of their beer. So they can't turn into a glass company.
Well, they're definitely leaning into the whole because there's for some weird reason the biggest potheads are all about fucking 450 North. It's the Terps, bro. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
it's
So
like
they lean
drinking-
into that. And so these glasses are made by a dude who makes bongs and shit.
That's what I
So
just
he's
said. They
yeah.
look like a bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
no,
So
I mean,
dudes, so they're leaning. It's like Jack in a Box, marketing to fucking potheads. You know what I mean? you
It
know,
was cool.
yeah.
Jack in a Box.
They're like, it's like
Art,
one thing.
though.
It's like at least, yeah. Hey, they know it. Hey, 450 North. Like, you can't hate the player too much. You hate the game, but
The artists look.
they just
talented.
definitely lean into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, once I hearing about it and then actually seeing it, I mean, that was integral art blowing.
What do you think, Joel?
glass
You sent us the pic, so you sound like that's the one you want.
It's a
There's one
dragon.
Well, actually, yeah. Do we already go all the way around? Because I actually think that these glasses are kind of cool. Like, yes, they are borosilicate, like handmade by a guy who does make. It's Huffy Glass, right? I think they tagged him on that post. He does, and he makes bongs and stuff. And like, I would never pay what you're saying, secondary prices, or even like regular normal prices for these glasses. But that giveaway one, that D&D one, was pretty. I think it's pretty sick, pretty cool for handmade borosilicate glass. Some of the artwork, the artistry on display, I think is cool. Paying $1 zillion to get one just to put beer in it just seems silly to me. But as like a piece of like handmade artwork, I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
The one you sent us, those are actually cool. I do like some of those. There was a Pikachu one that I thought was kind of cool. Even though I'm not.
Yeah, the Pikachu one is
That
dope.
artist
Yeah.
talented.
But
We can't knock on.
But I would
that
say
artist.
I was more referencing the ones that they do because those ones are a giveaway too. There's only 7. There's actually only 7 of those, and they're doing a giveaway for those. And it's like so they're
What
not
is that
raping
one?
people. They're not. But so Allie's referencing ones. They just have other.
Inappropriate. It's like
I think
gold-
Huffy, that same guy, makes other ones. They'll have sometimes ones that are like I said. There's like 80 of them or something, or like it's still limited quality, but they're like $80 to $100, and it's just like. They're kind of cheesy. Like one of them looked like a Slurpee cup, basically, and had like a glass straw that you could drink it with. And it's
I
just
wonder
like,
if
what?
the prices
Yeah.
go the time that it took to make it.
I'm sure.
I still think those are cool. Because I think there's a level of skill and artistry involved that I appreciate.
Yeah,
Well, it's
Because-
fine. It's cool to be wrong, Joel. You know, it's fine.
But you know what? I come from the Glass City, Toledo, Ohio, which is the Glass City. So maybe that's why.
I agree with you,
It'll
Joel.
be glass.
Well, you know.
We
So
cannot-
that's gonna be a no for me, dog, right there. That was
a no
yeah,
for
that
me,
was
dog.
good. That was some good. That was some good ones right there. What's top? We got an interesting one. This is actually something that's definitely going to be, and I expect you're going to hear some, potentially some off the cuff. That's going to be a no for me, dogs throughout the thing. But
Can we go back and talk about pears again? Because
yeah. Welcome to Pear Talk.
Welcome to Pear Talk. We're going to talk about the Harry and David Holiday Pack. The Harry and David Holiday Pack for 2020. Yes, we have a skew of Bartlett pears here. Yes, a skew is what you refer to as a number 7. It's not a peck or a bushel.
every time I think about pears now, I think about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where Charlie hasn't eaten a pear, so he eats one with a sticker.
Anytime Charlie Day
Yeah.
eats anything on It's Always Sunny.
He's also
Wait,
never been outside of Philly either. Like, there's a lot of stuff. he
Oh,
has
we
to
can
do.
have a whole Charlie Day podcast.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll have
sure-
to.
I
Yeah,
hope
exactly.
someone
We'll have to
does.
have like a day man, night man podcast or
We
something.
could have a
Yeah.
whole Sunny podcast.
Yeah,
The Office too.
But the next thing I want to get into here is something we're definitely going to be doing a lot. And so I want to introduce it. We're actually going to have a double tonight, but we're going to be doing what we like to call head to heads. And so we're going to be taking beers that
we'll
you've
add an
always,
explosion in post after
you
this.
always wonder like, maybe monkish or something, like how that would compare to another beer, or some of the classics. So we're going to start off. We're going to do a pretty good classic, pair off, right, or head to head. We're gonna
Fair.
start. Yeah,
I was-
can't
Don't
get
get
it.
excited.
I got outvoted. I thought it was gonna be battle beers, but I guess head to head's cool. Battle
We can
beers.
change. Yeah, we can workshop the
We don't
title. a
have
little
light
bit.
shows for that, like
Battle beers.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need
Yeah,
some imaging for that for sure.
Which
you
is
know what I mean?
we need a
That'll be
soundboard.
2021.
Battle beers just bomb.
So for this first one, I think I thought it was a really good idea. I think Joel suggested this, but we're gonna do the Alchemist, Heady Topper versus their own Focal Banger.
Well, now, Chris, if I may interject, if this is head to head, are we going to do Focal versus Blind Pig, and then Heady versus Pliny the Elder, or how did you want to do this?
So yeah, we do have a site. Well, because there's always a thing with we can pull all the beers out. I don't know if I have enough cups to pour all of them out.
How about
but we
we
also
do-
have Pliny versus Blind Pig, or just I have those two beers and we can kind of pair them off a little bit because that would make more sense.
Why don't we just do
'Cause these are like
all
East
four?
Coast versus West
Let's
Coast.
just have
Why don't we just pull all four and
Let's
then
do
rank them? Because if we rank them and whatever ranks higher clearly beats the other two, right? So
well, let's do it. I think Joel's right because Focal Banger's a double IPA. Is that right? We're pulling them out right now.
Focal Banger is a single.
So Blind Pig versus Focal. Is that what you guys want to do?
Focal Banger is a single IPA, and Blind Pig is a single IPA. Heady's a double IPA, and Piny is a double IPA.
What the fuck?
I remember my first time drinking. Heady Topper.
It's okay. Joel's here to correct us.
2011 called. They want their.
Well, how about that shit? Let's do all right, yeah, let's do West Coast versus East Coast. I mean, eventually we're going to try them all, so the idea is, yeah, we're going to decide what the best one's going to be anyway, but yeah, we may not be
So we'll do head-to-head of the double IPAs, head-to-head of the singles, and then we'll do a ranking of all four.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just for everyone listening at home, once we've ranked them and chosen the best one, that's it for all time. It's done. It's been decided. No one else ever has to worry about trying to decide which is the best.
Well, again, we'll put the winner on Instagram, and that's going to be it.
All right, so you go ahead and pop that Pliny. I'll pop the Heady Topper.
Oh yeah, exactly. We'll do Heady versus Piny, dude. This is people have been wanting to know for ages.
Well, I think
Actually, I have my you can open that.
Focal. Oh wait, we're doing Focal, or we're doing Heady first. Okay.
Yeah. So we're wait. Should we do singles first? God, we're so unorganized right now.
Let's do doubles.
All right.
Doubles.
Chris said, "Mama didn't raise no bitch." We're doing doubles first.
I'm actually think this is a good idea to do the doubles first.
Oh, I agree with Joel.
I think this is the right way to do it.
All right.
Now that I say it.
But Joel had the good idea. You just kind of copied him.
Can I borrow the glass again for a minute? Yeah. Just because we're doing the head-to-head, I'll give it back. I mean, if you don't mind, have it back.
You can also use like your headphones. You've got two different. You've got a left and a right, and you can just fill up one of those with beer if you run out of taster glasses.
Yeah, they're not ours. That's a good idea.
Give me the water.
Just kidding, Zach.
They're definitely waterproof, and they can hold beer.
Not waterproof, beer-proof.
That would be a good selling point for glasses.
They call them cans for a reason. They call them cans.
These are called cans? I have 2 cans on my head?
Yes.
Oh, Joel's like, yeah, you got 2 cans.
Let's see your cans.
Joel wants to see your kids. That's his wife.
Sorry.
No, you are married, sir.
Yes.
I didn't know I was just being this.
People.
I thought I was
It's also,
modest,
I think it's
but-
classy that Pliny still puts their stuff in these 500
I hate it.
milliliter.
I fucking
You don't like the bottles?
Oh,
I want a 4-pack of Pliny in 60
I mean, I
ounce.
think they should probably do that, but I still think it's kind of cool.
I'd pay $20 for a 4-pack. Come on, Russian River, get to it.
I mean, they technically did that with Pliny for president over this, past year with multiple releases of that. Of course, we won't see that one again for 4 more years. So won't see that one.
You think so? They're not going to do it again? Maybe they'll do Pliny for like governor.
they could do like re-elect.
Oh yeah, maybe they'll do Pliny for governor. That's a good one.
Pliny elect.
R.I.P. Governor Newsom.
Yeah, anybody could win over that fucking guy.
Cocksucker.
This isn't a political show, though. Don't worry. We only talk about pears and apples.
We could talk about
Uncomfortable.
fucking all that if you want.
Yeah, California has a storied history of electing governors that then everybody just loves to hate. It's just like if you get elected governor, it's a nice job if you can get it, I suppose. But then everyone's just going to hate you. So
Trump could be governor. That's all I'm going to say. It was just funny.
Don't you have to be a resident of the state? I don't think he can.
I believe
got a
that
golf
is
course
not
here.
a possibility. I believe that is definitely not
I
possible.
believe
I
that
think California will never let that happen, but it was just a funny...
Yeah, there's no way.
Dude,
you
we
would
had the
know.
governor, dude.
You can't be governor of a state you don't live in.
Yeah, you have to live in the state.
He's got a golf course here. That's basically like he lives here.
Does it?
I don't know.
I don't
Well,
play
Yeah,
golf.
no, that does not. I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. Anyways, I got my Pliny, I got my Heady, and I'm just telling you, these actually kind of look the same. I'm not sure if I
I was gonna say
Which one I pulled.
Heady Topper first became famous
sure
because
if
it
I-
was like the first hazy beer, right? It was the first that was the prototypical New England IPA. And looking at them, it's like, I mean, Pliny is definitely clearer and brighter, but like if you were just like looking at Heady, you'd be like, oh, it looks like maybe an unfiltered West Coast or something. But this is not hazy like the original.
We're all gonna have our own opinions on this, but like maybe it's my bias, but just off the nose, I've already picked my winner. Like,
Damn, that Pliny is
Off
really
the
good.
nose.
This is right.
I should say the Pliny is slightly older than the Heady that I've got. The Pliny I've got was bottled on the 1st, and the Heady was bottled, I think, on the 9th.
ooh, that's an old bottle of beer, bro. You need to throw that out.
I gave you the old ones, Joel. Sorry. I'm just kidding. Mine is Oh, I think mine was bottled on the 3rd. Weird. Got them from the same place, so.
Oh yeah, dead air, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna,
So
the Piny is. I mean, I'm having the Piny right at the bat, and I'm just getting this crazy like. It's a lot more tropically flavored than I was recalling, especially after drinking. I don't know if it's just because the Holy Ghost was like 10%, and this was like kind of a taste bud blower. But this is tasting really, right? Like it almost.
Pliny tastes like Pliny, baby.
Yeah,
This is still the gold standard of double IPAs.
Chris and I waited in line one time at like early in the morning, and when that was a craze.
For the younger.
For the younger.
But it's still like, I didn't think I wanted IPA that early in the morning, and it tasted delicious, and I feel like I'm getting that vibe right now. Like,
damn, this is shitting all over Heady Topper.
That
I just took it into that, dude. I just took a sip of Heady Topper, and I'm like,
let's go. We're standing up now because that shit's all over Heady Topper.
Yeah, that was easy.
That just shit on its dick, dude.
Dude, off the nose, just smell it. Just smell those beers.
You're great.
The Heady tastes like there's something wrong with this.
I was thinking that, Chris. It reminds me of the.
Yeah, it's not Pliny.
Cereal that like, what's that taste or that?
I think I know you're talking about THP,
stretch,
but I don't think that's what would be in this. That's more for sour beers. But it's got a cardboard. I think it's more of like it's oxidized or something. I'm getting like a cardboardy. I'm getting like a cardboard. It's not that old, It's canned at the beginning of the month.
Maybe it's just about canned. You never know.
I mean, what do you think, Joel? Like, are you getting the same?
Sorry, I'm giving my brother-in-law some of these beers that I've opened that I'm not going to drink all by myself.
Yeah, spread the word. You shouldn't because you'll be fucking hammered. Like
Joel is being a trooper, and he actually is with family, but he took a little time out of his day to hang out with us. So
yeah,
he's got his arms full.
He's
got like five beers in his arms going out the door.
You're the best brother-in-law.
He's got
I think
like 5 beers.
Bringing all the good hooch over there.
He took that parish away. I'm not likely to see any more of that one. I've had all I'm gonna have of that one. I think.
Is he into beer, or are you enlightening him?
Oh yeah, I mean everybody who is a millennial and beyond is into beer, right? And then if you get to the Zoomers or the TikTok people, then they're all into fruit smoothies apparently, or whatever.
And I feel like even younger kids, they're not into that shit at all. They're into like fucking.
My brother's into kombucha.
Not even into. Oh yeah.
The hard bucha. Yeah.
That is a thing.
Hard bucha.
I feel like people that drink kombucha say, "Oh, I could never drink like so much beer," but I feel the same way about kombucha.
People who like kombucha, they would probably love sour beer, don't you think? Like
That's
they would
what I
love,
thought.
they would love like fucking lambic and crap.
It's
like
like
that.
the original sour beer.
Yeah.
I hate to what's the word I'm looking for? Stereotype or but like every time like a girl says she's not into beer, like I'll bring her sour beer because it's like one step away from wine.
I think that just means you haven't done your due diligence and looked into it, because I've heard people say someone saying I don't like beer is like someone saying I don't like music. Okay, well there's a lot of varieties. Like, I mean, I know for you, you're a music guy, that's a stretch, but
No, I think that's a bit of a stretch because there is definitely like the most popular styles of beers, right? We got stouts, we have IPAs, and then we have sours, right? I can see why people are turned off by stouts. I can see why people are turned off by sours.
yeah,
and I
but
can see
that's
why
like we
people
have
are
rock
turned
and
off by IPAs.
roll. We have, I mean, there's all different levels. Like,
Yeah, but there's so many like subgenres. You know what I mean? Whereas beer, it's like when you're in the IPA genre, like.
but there's subgenres. There's hazies. There's double IPA. I mean, I feel like
Dude, that Pliny, man.
That
I'm just
Pliny.
saying.
I think people get a taste. People get a taste with IPAs for the bitterness, and then they start craving that and wanting that and expecting that. And if they have a beer then that lacks that, they're like, this beer doesn't taste like much. I think that's why IPAs are an on ramp for a lot of people, and then stouts are an on ramp. I think just because now they more and more now they taste like delicious cake and stuff.
I know what you mean. But so, what do you think about these? What do you think about the head-to-head though?
Oh, I'm picking Pliny.
Pliny, yeah. I don't know. The only thing I will say about if you drink a West Coast IPA before you drink a hazy in general, it kind of fucks up your palate in a way because it's like such a bitter. Maybe it's the other way. If you drink like a haze, I just noticed like if I'm going from one style to the other, I think it's actually if I'm drinking a hazy IPA and then I go to a West Coast. The West Coast is just so overpowering
See,
that like you can't even drink, or like that it's just like, oh, it's like, whoa, it's like way bitter, you know what I mean? Because you just went from something that was like, really low on the IBUs and stuff to like something that's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. And something about like going from we tried the Pliny first. I don't know if it's also having that effect that the hops and stuff like the bitterness is kind of blowing out my palate for having this hazy beer. But I mean, right now trying these two, I mean, Pliny is for sure head and shoulders above Heady Topper for sure.
It's never been close to me. I've done this like going back to when Pliny was a whale, where you would have to fucking chase down the trucks to find Pliny. Back where it was like one per person. Like, I've always thought that Pliny was far ahead of Heady Topper. Heady Topper doesn't do it for me.
And it's one of those things. To be honest, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Joel.
I was going to say it's a hard head-to-head to do, right? You got Waterbury, Vermont way over there on the East Coast, and then you got Santa Rosa, California over here on the West Coast. And these are old granddaddy double IPAs nowadays, and putting them side by side like freshishly was a challenge back in the day. We are blessed to be able to do it here in California today on Christmas Eve Festivus.
Above that, I think Pliny is still the gold standard. I would be hard pressed to name something that's even close to it in the West Coast double IPA.
Dude, we should
Pliny came first. Pliny did come first, I believe.
Yeah,
we should compare it against, and I don't know if it's a double or not, but a good one to go again do a head to head is with the Pupil.
Pupil single IPA.
It is a single, yeah.
Yeah, Pupil single. Yep.
Then we do that with Blind Pig then.
Chris is a homebrewer. He brews beer. Yeah.
So, but I think we're gonna consensus here. I mean, Pliny head and shoulder,
close.
like it's Pliny. Not even close. Yeah,
it's not close.
Pliny.
It's good to have them together because it's like you always think of they remind you of each other, but then when you have them head to head, it's like.
And I've had way more Pliny than I've had Heady Topper. You know, getting Heady Topper pretty regularly in San Diego is still a pretty fairly new thing, and even then, it's like they kind of do their drops, and it's not something like like I said, like I already known that Heady Topper, It's like the OGs, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, everybody knows Heady Topper did their thing. They kind of started it, but it's like, we're on to... There's definitely clearly better hazies out there now. And it's like, even to call it a hazy, I mean, looking at this thing... Yeah, they paved the way. It's definitely going to be a nominee at some point, I'd say, for Hall of Fame beers, for sure. But today...
all discussion aside, all four of these beers are Hall of Fame beers.
Especially if you see our Instagram... Yeah. If you saw our Instagram... or just our logo in general, you could tell we're big Pliny fans. So it's a little
can we just consider tonight that automatically all four of these are just automatically inducted into the Hall of Fame? They get to skip the line and they get to go in.
Should we just push them all in right now? Because I think we should have
Can I get a yay?
All right, we're gonna go. Yeah, this is not even Hall of Fame segment, but all right, everybody that Pliny, Blind Pig, Focal Banger, and so even I feel like Pliny and Heady Topper for sure. Probably Blind Pig too, but we're gonna do all four of these. I have my judge.
Anyone who thinks this beer shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, speak now, or forever hold your.
I can't make a cricket sound, but I would if I could.
The eyes have it.
There we go. So all
it is for we have Pliny the Elder, Blind Pig, Heady Topper, and Focal Banger all in the Hall of Fame. And actually, we will go ahead and open. Now we're gonna open the rest of them here.
Yep, let's do it. The other thing that's, I think, fun to talk about with Pliny and Heady is, as far as I know, no one has ever they've never publicly declared, like, what's the hop bill for these. I mean, what's for these beers. I mean, like, there are clones out there you can brew. I think Vinny has been always very transparent about trying to provide educational stuff to the homebrew community. But as far as I know, they've never publicly been like, this is the exact makeup of these beers. Monkish is always telling you exactly what hops.
Galaxy. I'm pouring it, bro. Simmer down now. Simmer down now. Simmer down now. Simmer down now.
I know, we gave him all the control.
Slowing down the process, bro. Can't even pour a proper beer. Look at you.
That's how you're supposed to pour directly into the center, and that's how you get the best head, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Hey. I'm not a Cicerone.
I usually give her a couple of drinks, and then we get.
If you've ever read Tasting Beer by Randy Mosier, I think Joel has. He can confirm that you're supposed to pour the beer directly in the center.
Oh, you're talking about a Mosher pour. Yes. That's actually, believe it or not, that's something I was not familiar with until literally a month ago. I did not know what the hell that was. And I do have that book.
fucking
I like pouring it
beer.
like that. I feel like you do get the best head. It kind of builds upon itself, and it's
That's too much head, though, bro.
you wait for it. You got to have patience.
Yeah, I feel like you need
What
to
about
stop
me
saying the word
screams
head over and over again.
Nothing.
Yeah, so you can continue to pour it like a stube.
So, of course, for the uninitiated, fun piece of trivia, Blind Pig is the single IPA from Russian River Brewing, but it's also the former name of the brewery themselves when they were located in Temecula. They were called Blind Pig Brewery.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yes,
right.
exactly.
They
So-
were almost.
Dude, they were
close
almost
to us.
he was gonna be at Temecula. He was gonna open up shop in Temecula, and then
Oh, yeah, too bad he didn't.
I think it was either I don't know if it was the law. I think he just went out of business. I think people just didn't know what the fuck was up, and
Well, Temecula was.
he
is
packed up
wine
shop and went up
country.
to Northern California.
Yeah.
Goddamn
well,
shame.
I guess
Another-
they do.
This was like 25
Fuck.
years ago, dude. He made this shit 20. You know, like we're still drinking Blind Pig, and I mean we're about to find out, but I have a good feeling that I'm gonna because there's all right. So there's the whole. I guess we gotta address the elephant in the room. There's a whole thing about like, oh, you know, a lot of people will be like, Blind Pig's better than Pliny the Elder.
Those
and
people are
originally,
wrong.
yeah, and originally I was gonna kind of have the head-to-head to be Blind Pig versus Pliny, but it's kind of a apples and oranges. Even the argument in general is kind of an apples and oranges type thing. It's a double IPA versus a single. It's like, you know, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, so I think the reason why we're splitting it up the way we're doing now, we're gonna do Blind Pig versus Focal, but there's always that conversation as well. And I think we just, they're not side by side per se, but we're about to basically back to back try these.
As someone who lives as a contrarian, and I don't do it on purpose, it's just what I like. I think people who say that Blind Pig is better than Pliny are just fucking contrarians. Because
do you say that?
you'll drink this right now, and I am telling you, it's not in the same league as Pliny, in my opinion. And
It's pretty good as well.
Going along these two beers, like the first
Yeah.
two, Heady Topper and Pliny, they were almost indistinguishable. Here, you could clearly see the difference.
Focal's a bit hazier, I think,
Yeah.
than Heady was.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And then Blind Pig is just as crystal clear as Pliny was. But Focal looks a bit hazier.
Focal is
I'll just say-
definitely hazier.
Yeah.
And after first sips, like there's definitely a similar taste of Blind Pig to Pliny.
After what, Chris? After the what? The
I
first
know,
what?
that was
After
so
what?
I did not even do that on purpose. But
Bam,
look at
you
bam,
son of a
out there.
bitch! Get out! Get out!
no, it was
Am I a
great.
host of a podcast?
Get called the first.
It's like when they say the title of the
Every
movie,
time,
it's like,
yeah. Every time you say the first sip, those three words, you have
Or
to say
AFI
trademark
says
Pliny.
that.
Do I have to chug a beer if I do
No,
that?
Chris, that should be a drinking game for our audience. Hopefully, you're drinking anyways, but you have to like chug a beer if you hear someone say the first sip.
Well,
Dude,
hopefully
don't
you're
say
not
that.
drinking if you're listening to this
Yeah.
podcast on your way to work
You
or
have to
something
drink every
like
time
that.
I-
Make himself chug.
Yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time,
I
Ruben.
know. That's gonna be a whole nother segment. Don't worry, we're working on it.
All right, so Blind Pig is a good IPA, but I don't think it's in the same realm as Pliny. And
I think it's
Yeah.
in the same realm.
Pliny
but-
rings king. I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and
Definitely
I've been
superior.
to be honest, I've been on the other side saying like and usually I'll do it just like to be honest, just like what Ruben says. I'll be that guy that says like Blind Pig's better than Pliny, but I'm literally trying these like back to back right now when Pliny is like shitting all over everything. Like it's the best. They're the king. Like
here's
it's the king.
Can we? All right, I'm gonna let you
I'm
guys.
gonna try Focal real quick too. But
All right. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Yeah,
Yeah, cheers.
cheers.
Cheers, everybody at home.
Cheers.
Yeah. Producers.
Yeah.
Are,
Woo, that is a good beer.
yeah,
All,
it's
all
just-
four of these are good beers. My tongue is like sparkling right now. If I stuck it out, it would be animes, just like sparkle stars coming off of it. And that too, yes, my eyes. There wouldn't be like the giant sweat droplet or anything like
Talking
that.
about his penis.
the tip of the
Maybe he was. Who knows?
I mean, if you miss the context of whatever it is I am talking about, you could just assume I'm talking about my penis. Then
Yeah.
that-
Yeah,
then
you
everything
guys don't
else
know this about
makes
Joel,
sense.
but he mentions his penis like 5 times a conversation. He just keeps
Minimum.
He just keeps it on the DL. And he doesn't want you guys to know.
I think there's something like I said. I mean, maybe because they're coming from the East Coast, these Alchemist beers are just. To be honest, I'm just a little bit underwhelmed in general right now. I think like I said, like you
Well,
taste
this
it's
is a
good.
hard head-to-head. I mean,
I disagree with you right now because I think that Focal Banger is better than Blind Pig.
I'm getting a weird after. I'm just
I
getting
think
some
so,
kind of
too.
weird aftertaste with it. It's like kind of like I said, like
I'm getting like
just-
juice. I'm getting like
there's a juicy. I'm getting a weird. I feel like the fucking the Russian River stuff is more juicy in a way. Even though it's like that's
Yeah.
not, you know what I mean? Like, especially the first sip of I did it again. The first sip of Piny the Elder was, I just was like surprised. I was like, whoa, this is like, it's almost was like different than I remember.
It's like walking into a warm pool. You're like,
And maybe
oh,
it's
I didn't have to
yeah.
they
get
got
used
that
to
Windsor,
this.
you know, they
This
got
is
that
so good.
Windsor location, so they're just pumping these things out now. Like,
I think the blind pig is like going for like a hike in the woods, getting back to nature, and the focal banger is like going for a hike and then happening upon an illicit pot growing operation in the middle of the forest.
Wait, an illicit what?
Pot forest.
yeah.
That sounds amazing.
That's I think
That's what I'm saying. I like the focal better.
Yeah, I like,
Oh.
I like focal better. It just tastes fruit.
So you wait. So what's your vote? So what? All right, let's go right. So your official vote, Ruben, is
focal banger better than blind pig.
Allie,
Blind pig, for sure.
Joel.
Focal banger.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Pliny as well, and there's not just because Allie is my wife and I have to sign up. But I say blind pig.
You mean blind pig? Yeah.
I'm
I think
just
there's a
capitulating.
conspiracy here, Joel. Do you want to get married
Blindy
to
the
a
pig
pig?
elder.
But dude, this is again the same weird. It's obviously they're from the same brewery, so you're gonna get this house yeast characteristic. I'm picking up almost the same type of flavors from each one. It's like,
Dude,
well, we're just
focal
tasting.
reminds me of weed. Like it, like a good.
Of a wheat? Like,
Yeah,
no,
that's-
weed.
Oh, weed.
Yeah.
Well, you don't even smoke that much weed.
Yeah.
This doesn't remind me of weed. I wish it did, but
I feel like if anything, a West Coast would probably end up reminding me of weed because I feel like danky,
I
like
get that
piney West Coast
earthiness.
hops smell more like.
Yeah, that's what it
those-
should be. But like focal banger right now is doing that for me.
Yeah, the focal is
not
banging
about
doing it
beer. It's
right
just-
now.
I'm sorry, this is
Tough
not. It's not.
competition.
It's not doing it for me. I don't know.
That's gonna be a no for you, dog.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
That's what you call a callback.
Bam! This guy is a professional.
The professional. Yeah.
Dude, no, dude, this-
Vocals for me. We have a split crowd right now, which means that
That's
the only
surprising.
way to decide this right now, because we're gonna have to rank these.
We pull out our dicks.
We're gonna,
No.
if you, I mean, you're gonna lose. If you
Not
wanna,
applicable.
are we measuring girth or length?
Did you hear that right
I
there?
think I got
You
you
know
beat
that
on at least the girth.
Are we measuring for the base or the balls?
Is it RCV? Is it ranked choice? Is that what we're doing? So like,
Or your
Hard or
egos.
soft? Because I'm a grower,
Yeah.
not a shower.
Same. So what do we have to like fucking get a fluffer in here or what? No.
No, I mean,
No,
No.
for all of us,
yeah,
please.
yeah. Allie's not
No.
amused right now.
Allie's like, stop talking about your penises.
Yeah, interesting. So I mean, well, let's
I-
takeaways.
the only-
Wait. So before we get off the rails here,
we have the breaking vote right here in the room. He is the genius behind all of this. So he is the final vote. Which does he think? Is
I mean, I don't know if
better?
he's had the. I don't think he's had all of them yet.
well, if you want to rank them
Okay.
No,
from
damn
one,
it! Oh, mother.
Yes, yes.
if you want
baby.
to, if you want to
Yes.
rank them from 1 to 4, like all the way down,
Joel,
I think I know how to
Well,
do
wait,
it.
what's your reasoning, Zach? I mean, you drink beer, but you're not a crazy beer drinker.
This one just had a little bit more backing it. I felt
A little bit more back, a little bit more body, a little bit more body.
oomph.
In my lack of experience, there was like a bit more floral presence. But
Okay.
Yeah,
I was into that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
hey, there's no wrong
Focal
answer.
wins,
All
baby.
right, folks. We'll put
There
on.
is.
Yeah, we'll count
In
it.
this
We'll
case,
count
there
it. We'll
is.
put it on the
Blind
board.
pig.
Ben,
Blind
no.
pig.
So
is-
all right, we'll put it this way. All right, so Pliny winner versus Heady, and then Blind Pig versus Focal. Focal wins. Overall, though,
Pliny's number one.
Pliny's number one. What's number two?
Fuck.
Would you like better? Do you like?
like
But do you want to
Focal
do
better
this
than
scientifically, or do you want to just like go around? Because
Beer
Oh.
science.
all right, yeah. Let's go right. Yeah, let's go right. Yeah.
I think Focal's better than Heady Topper.
What's your number two, Allie? Because it sounds like everyone. I think I don't want to speak for Joel too, but like sounds like Pliny number one for you. Overall.
yeah, I've already listed them out: Pliny, Focal, Blind Pig, and Heady. Those are my. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll go with his list.
Oh, so cute. The new married couple. Look at these guys.
Yeah, I'll go Pliny Focal. I'll go
They're
Pliny
jealous.
Focal, Blind Pig, and then Heady Topper. Heady Topper was the worst beer tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Dude?
Heady Topper's definitely
I
last.
agree that was the last two, but
Pliny's definitely first. Heady's definitely last. In between Focal and Blind Pig, then in that order.
I think we're Allie and I are gonna probably have a similar. But where's your?
Yeah, definitely Pliny, then Blind Pig, then the other Heady Topper, and then lastly the.
Focal banger.
Oh, is it
Focal
Focal's
last
the
for
worst?
you.
I think I'll do.
Focal's the worst.
I'll do. So I'm pretty similar. I'm going
Well, actually,
Pliny number one. Pliny number one. Blind Pig number two. Focal number three, and Heady Topper last.
Heady Topper's definitely on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant.
So since Focal got voted better, so it's gonna be number 2.
So these guys I mean, is Heady Topper out of the Hall of Fame though? Like, no.
I mean,
No, it's. I mean, yeah, historically,
Terry Bradshaw is still in the Hall of Fame, even though he's nowhere near Dan Marino.
He's
you know what I
gonna,
mean?
get his own show.
Like,
Yeah.
So
Some things work.
So overall vote: Pliny 1, Focal 2, Blind Pig 3.
Yeah, I think we put
Heady
the fucking.
Topper
I
4.
think this doesn't even need to be discussed anymore ever by anybody. Pliny is shits on fucking
I've been saying
Alchemist.
that's
and
it,
shits on
Pliny
Weird
wins.
Shits
Well,
on-
I would
clearly, you
encourage-
guys like definitely shits on Blind Pig because you thought.
Feel
Focal-
free to do your own head-to-heads, but just know that the result has been predetermined. It's been predetermined. You can have peace now, knowing that it's all been figured out. We figured it out for you
He's in the
guys.
Middle East now. This
Yeah,
is what they've been
exactly.
arguing
Yeah,
about
exactly.
All because we
these
drink beer.
years.
Yeah.
All because of us.
Someone's gonna be offended. Oh.
That's what we want, Ruben. It's okay.
I think we should get another beer real quick.
All right, let's get it
see,
going.
what-
Do you want to do the surprise? You want to go big beer right now?
Oh.
Like my big beer.
We're discussing the
No,
next
no,
beer choice.
Big beer. We're talking about big beer, as in big corporate beer.
Oh.
Big corporate beer.
Corporate beer. Oh, I know
We're
what he
fucking
wants.
sellouts. That's right. Yeah, let's do them.
Well, speaking of science, I mean, this is for science.
This is totally for science. So the backstory for this. So I've been wanting to try this beer for the longest time, and about a month ago, there's 4 in there, so Zach can get one.
Should we actually drink? I mean, I don't know if I'll drink.
We all,
I'll
yeah,
share
I
it.
mean,
I'll-
yeah,
we'll
let's
share
share.
All right.
Ruben already loves it.
Ruben will have one of his own.
I'll have one of my own. But so funny story
Check
about
this shit
this.
out.
So what we're gonna be drinking next, Joel? I wish you were here, but I'm pretty sure you've tried it. It's
Oh,
Pabst
I've
Blue-
had them. Oh, I've had it. Oh, yeah, I can see what you guys
Yeah.
have.
So Pabst Blue Ribbon hard coffee.
I had
I was
it.
telling Chris and Allie this story right before we get on the podcast. The first episode we filmed, we had Speedway Stout as a Hall of Fame beer, and the only reason I had that beer on hand was because I went to the store and I was looking at Pabst Blue Ribbon hard coffee, and I had the 4-pack in my hand, and it was
Show the
and it was
camera.
$12.99. $12.99 for a 4-pack of a 5% beer that's 11 ounces. And right next to it was a local brewery, Alesmith Speedway Stout. Same price, better beer. And I felt
Alrighty.
guilty. I got
It
guilted.
was cheaper than this,
No, same price.
Oh, same price?
Same price.
but for one beer
Speedway?
versus a 4-pack.
4-pack. No, it was a 4-pack.
Oh shit.
It was a 4-pack of Speedway Stout. And I got guilted in. I'm like, because I know with the economic hardships with everybody, I'm like, I got to support local. So I bought the
Not
Speedway
even
Stout.
guilted. You went with your heart.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
and,
that's
but
good.
but the desire to try this beer was there. So today I was unprepared today. I was at work and I had to swing by Bevmo to pick up something to drink tonight. And I finally just pulled the trigger. I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna buy this and we're gonna try it." And then I felt guilty about buying big corporate beer, so I bought Modern Times beer to balance it out.
Good. You do have a heart.
And then as we're opening these, I'll kind of introduce the next segment we're going to talk about here. With everything, we talked about state of craft beer
Holy
during.
shit, that smells like a yoo-hoo.
I think you said it smells like you. I was like, what? What do I smell like?
Ugh.
Dude,
Bro.
Yoo-hoo,
A
yeah.
you love or hate too.
Holy
So-
shit, that smells incredible.
So last,
Dude, Yoo-hoo is like healthy stuff, man. It's filled with vitamins and minerals and all sorts of stuff that they added to it. They added to it.
Before you
Standard
you
American
just smell
diet,
it.
dude.
Tell me what you're smelling right now before you pour it. Like,
Ew, it smells like no.
I
It
want to
smells
put my
like
dick in it. It smells
no,
like
it
you.
smells- no, it
Yeah,
smells like
yeah.
powdered chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
like
That's
a yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Like a yoo-hoo.
Oh, I know. I hate yoo-hoos. Oh
I love
my God.
you.
Like
Yeah,
Nesquik.
no,
Like
I-
Nesquik. It's like Nesquik.
My
It's
thing
like
is
like
those,
chocolate
they
bars
smell
or
like
something.
gas station.
I was always more
Did
of
you
a
say what
Hershey's
it
guy.
is?
Yeah.
They smell like gas station, like canned lattes is what they smell like and taste like.
I was always more of a Hershey's guy. I'd make Hershey's chocolate syrup, and I never had who use.
Oh, you're
or,
right. It's so chocolate powder.
But
which
Oh.
I
as we're starting to open these things, it'll give us
it needs Bailey's.
a good opportunity to introduce this new segment. We're not a recurring one, but because last time we were
Hold on.
talking, hold on.
Yeah,
You
wait,
hold
let's
on,
talk about this.
motherfucker. All right,
Hold
all
on.
right, all right.
Hold the fuck on.
Yeah, we're drinking.
This is fucking tasty. If you were to tell me that this was a Starbucks, like
I was just
one
gonna
of those,
say that.
one of those glass bottle Starbucks,
Frappuccinos.
yeah, that's what
It
this
tastes
tastes
like a frappuccino. Yeah, and those are artificial.
It's got a fakeness. It's got got a fake weirdness
Yeah,
to it.
Starbucks
It's
fucking
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
frappuccinos.
We're
Yeah,
not expecting anything more than that.
Could be thicker.
God, you're just being a hater right now. But
No,
that
it could use
tastes
some
like.
espresso.
That's the pastry boy. That's the pastry boy in me, though. This
It
could be
needs
thicker.
a shot of espresso
Yeah, they
and
thicken this
some
bitch up.
Bailey's cream.
Yeah, this would be way better. But
Dude,
no,
I
it's
gotta-
good. It's good. It's surprisingly, it's quite good.
I got a bourbon cream at home that I'm gonna fucking blend with this bitch.
Yeah, little Baileys,
Yes, it
little
needs-
Baileys,
it's
and
a
maybe
good
some more
base.
whiskey in this.
Talking about stout
Dude,
bases.
give
and
me
all
a
that.
shot of espresso and a fucking shot of bourbon in this bitch.
That's what I was saying.
Damn.
Exactly.
Bro,
I love how we went from Pliny, Focal, Blind Pig, Heady to Pabst Blue Ribbon coffee, like gas station mocha latte. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fucking
definitely not bad.
tasty, dude.
My-
Dude, I remember one of these sold in a group. I saw it I saw one of the trade groups. Somebody was selling these because just before it hit all the states, somebody sold one for $50.
It tastes more
What?
coffee than chocolate.
Yeah, I
It
saw someone
smells
flipping these for
coffee.
fucking like $50.
that's
How much
before
was
I
it?
reached-
Kill mine.
That's before I reached East Coast.
Yeah,
Press
exactly.
distribution.
Shoot it.
So I killed my can.
You know,
Here, have
Dude,
that.
it's everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
it's not about
everywhere.
I drink my coffee black now, so when I have
I'll get
sweeter
another.
coffees,
Here, I'll get
it's-
another thing to drink while we're.
It was better than
before
I
we hop
expected.
into the snacks.
It was
Dude,
bad.
it tastes
Yeah.
like those fucking Starbucks pre-made drinks that you could buy. That's
I fe-
exactly what it tastes
And
like.
I feel like you should know what you're getting. It's here's more. It's a
I
coffee,
find this
sweet.
extremely delicious.
This would be a great hangover beer. Like you got to get up in the morning. Like you're still kind of hair of the dog. And you a little
Dude,
coffee.
this would be a great camping beer.
Oh,
you,
that too.
You take this.
Cool.
To,
Oh, yeah.
You go camping. You fucking throw a little bit of bourbon in that bitch. You get yourself going.
Yeah, you're in the middle of the woods. You have no other options.
You're gonna be super
Exactly.
jelly of us, Joel. We got some crispy boys.
Wow, Joel was
Actually,
talking
I
about
see.
the Lindemans
I can see
lingering in
it.
his mouth. This is gonna linger in my mouth. Like
The
I need
Enegren.
a couple
I
sips
see
of
it.
water to get this out.
Oh,
So
Did you
the next
have to
beer
let it
It's coffee.
linger.
I know.
we're opening right
Sounds
here.
worse when a girl says it.
Tossing these around. We got some Engrin. Some Engrin.
Is that how you
The
pronounce it?
lightest. That's how I say it.
You're the whitest dude here, so
Yes.
I'm going by your enunciation. over
Engrin.
here.
Yeah.
You don't call it like
Engrin.
Energen. Like,
So
There's
good.
no R before the G though. And if
Enegrin.
anything, it's
Oh, you're right,
Enegrin,
yeah.
but I would say Engrin.
This
I'm gonna
is-
go with that.
This is I could drink this in one sip.
Enegrin.
Don't at me.
Don't at me, bro. Actually, please
it does sound like a brand name for like a battery company or something.
follow us on Instagram.
Send us phonetic spellings of Engrin.
This is a good time to plug. Follow
Please
us on
help us. Yes.
Instagram, First Hit Pod on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We have Growler Hour. We have RL Vinay. We have Beer with Pleasant Strangers. And
My name, Allegory Vassalero. We're
Yeah.
just
Don't worry, I was gonna plug everybody at the end, but
Yeah, we're
go
building
again.
this up.
Repetition. Repetition is the
yeah. You got to beat it into their heads.
So
hopefully
this
like what
Engrin is
we're
actually
doing.
good because this actually would be a great festival beer because you could just fucking. I mean, I think it sort of is almost modeled after that with
I
like
could have this as an IV in my arm.
this
and
is
just
just
drink
water.
it
This
all
could
day.
replace water for sure.
But this is what I was talking about last time, is that this might be the best Crispy Boy producer in the state of California.
Yeah.
Yes.
You think they might be better than
Wow.
Bierstadt?
Bierstadt's in Colorado.
That's
I know,
Colorado,
state,
bro.
bro.
I don't know. I know that. I know that. But
We're talking about state.
I'm not sorry. I know that's what you said. But what I'm saying is this shit better than Bierstadt?
The only reason I can't say
No.
yes is because the experience at Bierstadt was bar none the best. Like the attention to detail.
Have you been to Engrin though?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the
So-
only. That's the only. That's what I'm just saying. That's the only reason I can't say yes. It's because when you go to Bierstadt, like, and they give you the slow pour pills, like, there is no DGM. They make sure your glass is fucking clean, and that is a slow pour.
What's DGM?
Dirty Glass Mafia. When
Oh.
when the vessel that you're pouring your beer to has bubbles all on the side of it, that is a dirty glass. There's some
Yeah,
residue.
points of
That's some
nucleation.
craft beer race stuff
Yeah.
right there, right? Like,
Yeah,
he's all about
that's-
that dirty gas thing,
that's-
dirty
I
glass
mean, I
gang.
knew all about that.
That's
Never, it just
DGM.
never happens to me. So.
That's,
So-
yeah.
So seeing this how this is the perfect. I'd say this is almost a perfect kind of fest beer in a way. Well, in the first episode we talked about state of craft beer during the pandemic, and so one of the things obviously that's been affected with COVID and everything going on is that festivals have been canceled.
breweries can now ship, and I think that's where you're going with this.
Well, last time we just talked about just different things that were going on during the craft beer things, and one of the things I was going to say is that what's also been affected is festivals. There has been every festival has been canceled.
Yeah.
Festivals for the foreseeable future are canceled, and so especially if you're anything that was happening during the spring, you're definitely out. And probably most anything during the summer is out. Like until it's lifted, like until everything is lifted that it's okay, then you can't even plan to do a festival. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about as we kind of hopefully as we start to get to a better place and we can start opening things up again. Wanted to kind of look back and reminisce about some of our favorite festivals. Talk about any festivals that we were either planning on going to or that we've wanted to go to here. So I don't know, Joel. Do you want to start us off here? Like, do you have any ideas of or let us know what were some of your favorite festivals?
Festivals that I'm gonna miss. Definitely Mostra. So Mostra's local San Diego coffee roaster, Mike Arquines, and is like the head guy there. They have been collaborating with breweries for years and years and years now, and they've amassed just an awesome just laundry list of collaborators over the years, and they've for the last several years put on an amazing anniversary celebration, which they did manage to do 2020 because it was in January. Yeah, that was the last big thing we were all at. So clearly they're not doing it 2021. It's off.
Picture.
Yeah. Have you been to all the have you been to the last few, how many years of Mostra have you been to?
I didn't go to the first or second, but I went to the third, fourth, fifth, and then I think last one was the sixth. So
Ruben,
I think
that's one that I actually went for my first time. I went to the sixth this last one, but that was the first one I've been to.
I've only been twice.
So last year and this
So
year.
yeah, the fifth was great because if you got VIP, food was also included in it, and if you're drinking all day at a festival,
Oh, do they have tickets?
It's a great festival. They have learned and grown too. They've done a lot of cool stuff. They've kept doing cooler and cooler stuff each year. That festival's gotten better, I think, each year.
They're a coffee company as if they were a brewery.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They have the branding and the packaging of what a brewery would be doing, but as a coffee company.
They waxed their cold brew.
Genius. Yeah, exactly.
They waxed their cold brew.
It's fucking genius, dude. I was and they have festivals. What coffee company has a fucking festival, dude? Are you kidding me?
No, seriously. They're
fucking
so
genius.
Mostra kills it, man. Yeah, their marketing
there's
is incredible.
a reason they won Coffee of the Year.
Yeah, they won Mid-Size Coffee Roaster of the Year. But they kill it, and
it's a great.
The only thing I will say though is I thought that this last year wasn't as good as the year before.
What?
It happens.
What was the difference?
The
we weren't
hotel
there,
thing.
So you weren't.
So,
I would like to hear Ruben's opinion.
So so they did it at a Del Mar hotel, right? And the setup was incredible. It was very small in a sense, so you could go out to anywhere.
A little more intimate.
Yeah, and they had some hype lines where people disappeared to, so you can get some of the harder to get stuff that people were sleeping on. I think I told the story last time, but I got Assassin 5 or 6 times before people realized where Assassin was.
Well, that's why it was great, because you were in the know.
Well, I thought the pier, maybe it's the tickets they sold, but this last one, it was just too crowded. You couldn't get a lot of stuff because, especially in the interior part of it, it was just crowded, man. And then also, the bathroom situation was a mess. There was that infamous picture that circled all the trade groups where someone had puked all over the porta potty.
You said this was at the Pier Festival?
Yeah.
The anniversary?
The anniversary that we all were at.
Okay.
Nice.
And and previously the one
it's kind of like a Picasso type thing, sort of abstract. No.
Yeah, and then previously the one at the hotel. I mean, they had hotel lobby restrooms, so it was way nicer, and they had a hotel staff cleaning, so it was way nicer in my opinion.
That's
and
something going above and beyond,
Yeah, and then also, I mean, if you got VIP. It was well worth it because not only did you get sweet swag, you got in and early, but they also included food. So anyone who drinks at a festival, especially a festival that's primarily stouts.
Well, anyone that's at a festival is probably drinking.
But if you drink primarily stouts, you're gonna need some food in you.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Were you paying the same price, or did you get a different ticket?
So the tickets went up to the one that we all went to. The one that we went to this last year in 2020.
And there was no food, right?
There was no food, and
did you get VIP for both?
I got VIP for last year, not this year. This year, I just didn't think it was worth it because I think it was $200 for VIP.
Yeah,
and it took out the food.
Well, maybe that's why it wasn't as worth it.
No, well, they took out the food and also like the venue. The venue wasn't as good as the hotel.
Dude, it was on the water.
Yeah. I don't know. The venue was pretty sick. I mean, sort of
like
there
the
not
venue.
being rooms there that you could sleep in that night. Yeah, like it's not. It's
No,
cool,
but just
the venue
about-
was dope. I mean, come on. Like,
But
Yeah,
the
the
line
beautiful view.
setup was a mess. There's so many lines interior wise where you had to wait like 20, 30 minutes for a pour. I'm just
I think the other ones were better because it was
Welcome
like
to
hidden. It's
not
like out of
VIP.
sight, out of mind kind of thing. But before we got too far out of it, I was like, Joel, did you? So besides Mostra,
Yes.
what is there a festival that you haven't been to, or one that you're looking forward to going to that you didn't get to go to, or anything?
Yeah, so Mostra is the festival that I miss this year, and then one that I've never ever gone to is McKellar in Copenhagen, MBCC. So that one sounds like it's worth it. It's structured, I think, similarly to GABF, where they have multiple days and they have multiple sessions, and you can get tickets to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, or you can get tickets to all of them if you just want to die.
I didn't even think about that one. That Mick Keller beer celebration is definitely fucking. That's the one that when that comes around, everybody talks about
It
it.
was on our list.
It's a who's who. Yeah, it's a who's who that goes there for sure. No, seriously, that's a good one. Any others that you were looking forward to going to, or what?
Well, I'm picking one of each. Those are my two.
Okay, I'll go. I had a couple. I mean, I have like a bunch of stuff written down. Like,
Well-
hey, first off, Joel took the Mostra one, and that's like, I mean, that was just a really great. That was my first year going, so it was really cool. It's one of those, like I said, I think those are like, it's like an upper echelon festival. You know what I mean? And what was made, like I said, what made the Mostra one even better than a lot of festivals is that the food was exceptional, and it may have been worse than last year that it was included in VIP or whatever. I don't know, but it had literally the best food that you can get in San Diego.
It wasn't a lot,
in
but
a
it
way.
was the best.
There was Grand Ole Barbecue, which is for San Diego is the best. It was the best barbecue you can get in San Diego. They had the Friendly, which was fucking. They had this like truffle burger that
the
Allie
best
got. Like,
smash burger you can
Chris
get.
doesn't
Oh,
like
dude,
truffles,
yeah,
and he
they
wanted
sold
like
out.
5
yeah,
bites of my
I wanted
burger.
the fucking.
It wasn't the truffle burger like fucking like $8 or something. Like it was.
No,
like,
no,
No,
it was
it
like
was
20
stupid,
bucks.
but that's all they had
Dude.
left, and I was
It's
like,
so
give it to
stupid.
me.
It was
that
ridiculous.
Was so good. That
And
was one of the
then-
best burgers I've ever
So
had.
I just got to shout out that one. I mean, obviously that's one that is great, but the other one that I missed, I usually go to every year, and I actually had to miss it because I went to Mostra. Is that the Virgin Festival, dude?
Virgin anniversary.
Virgin
I know,
Anniversary is really
it's
good.
coming up
They're again. I mean, they're a local
Did
festival.
you get tickets?
No, that's like an online thing. I'm not about doing the virtual festival stuff. Like, I'm out on that. Sorry, it's like
That's gonna be a no
I'm
for
out-
me,
that's gonna be a
dog.
no for me. Sorry, that's just like virtual's like, you're just looking for. I mean, I get it. You're trying to make money. Everyone's trying to keep their things floating, but like, that's just this is a no for
Well,
me,
they
dog.
want to reward their people that
So,
support them.
well,
so
we
yeah.
were supposed to go to, and I'll give. So we were literally we had the tickets to Colorado, and we were supposed to go to GABF, and I had never been to GABF, and I was so
this past year.
I was so
October.
bummed. Like, it was supposed to, like we said, we had like we luckily, I guess, I don't know if luckily or not, we probably would have gotten refunded. We were supposed to go to GABF, and like with everything going on, that was canceled. So I was like one that I was really kind of bummed that we didn't get to go to. And hopefully that'll that's towards the end of the year kind of. So hopefully 2021 that'll be enough time where they can actually schedule that. But that was a huge bummer. But I'll have to say just a quick shout out to the beer festival that I really going to go to. NBCC is a good one that Joel mentioned, but Festival of Britannomyces in Amsterdam. That is like my number one ice
Nerd.
fest. Yeah, exactly.
You fucking nerd.
That's where all the lambic
Ruben,
heads,
Chris
like,
has
dude.
been talking about this for a really
And
long
hopefully
time.
I get one of
'cause
my
he's a
beers.
fucking
Like,
nerd.
when-
Yeah,
Whenever
but
we
hopefully I
talk
actually
about-
get my beer. Dude, I was talking to the dude. Like, he was saying that, like, not in 2020, but in 2021, like, I could be having my beers poured there. Like, and it's going to be canceled again because it's in June typically, and there's no way that a festival scheduled in June can happen right now because there's just too much uncertainty. So that was the one I was like, fuck. Like, I really.
You'll get there, Chris.
I wanted to go to that festival. I
fucking
want to go to that
nerd.
festival.
You just told
so
us
bad.
you don't want to go virtually, so you gotta wait, and you'll be there.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait. And then
I
I
said
also
I- I
mentioned
said I
I
would
always
love-
want to go to Firestone Walker as well, or the Firestone.
Damn,
Festival.
bitch, just take all the festivals then. This motherfucker's named like 4.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I was
Well, I'm
gonna
not going
say-
to mention this because of Joel, so
Are
I'm
we
going to mention
cutting him
everything so no one else can say anything.
They
What a
take like
dick.
festivals.
What a dick.
Don't worry, I have one that I know
right,
you're
all
not
right.
going to say, Ruben.
Go ahead, Allie. Ladies first, because I'm a gentleman.
And actually, I have the glassware for it.
Oh,
Where's Nanny?
I regret letting you go first right now.
I know you
How
did.
fucking
I
dare
dude,
you?
know.
Hootenanny was legit, dude.
How
Fuck
dare
you,
you
fuck
bring that
you,
name
fuck
up?
you.
Chris, you've said like 20. You're done.
Yeah,
I'm
Chris.
defending you. She's talking shit on your pick right here.
That's
like,
right.
I know,
But
I'm
she's a,
defending your honor.
she's
Yeah,
a
I'm
strong,
helping.
independent woman that don't
Exactly.
need nobody to stick up her.
Well, after, you guys literally took all the other ones I was going to say. But I just remembered that was Horace's first festival. It actually was great for me because it was in North County where we live. And, the guy spends a lot of time and energy. It's his side hustle. And just seeing it all come together. Like, he had an actual owl there, which was crazy. He had
Doesn't his dad train birds?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I meant joke. It was
and he had
crazy.
good food too.
Yeah, he had lobster rolls.
Dude,
like,
those
it was
lobster
just-
rolls, bro.
it
Come
was-
on.
It
Lobster
just-
rolls, dog? Come
you
on.
know-
Come on.
Chris, stop.
Sorry,
just
sorry.
being there, like, it just was the energy of, like, somebody that spent a lot of time and getting all those people and, like, hustling and, like, just being there. And it was really cool. I don't think it's the best festival ever. And, I mean, it might be the only festival that Horace ever does. So, I mean, I just have to say it was cool. And I'm glad I got to be there and experience it.
I would say it was on the level of like the Moisture, right? Like in terms of
it was hype.
quality
It
beer,
was
like the hype, all
Like,
the best, like the hype brewers
I mean,
were there.
Chris got the VIP. I literally had to wait an hour out by myself because he was like, "Deuces,
Sorry, babe.
I'm VIP." Yeah, so I mean, even considering that I had to wait outside by myself, it was cool. I'm glad that that's under my belt. I mean, I'm not going to say it's the best
that was
festival I've ever been
yeah.
to, but it was something worth bringing up in this discussion since Chris took all
Any
the
other
cool ones.
festivals you're looking forward to or anything? That
Well, GABF. I mean, I was looking forward to that. It's funny because we've been to like a few bad festivals, and I mean, I think every festival in San Diego
Name
is
them.
a
what was
bad
he?
festival.
Yeah, well,
Name
yes, I had to say that. I was like,
Don't
what's
be
the bad? But
bad.
yeah. Had a few stinkers, but
this like, but not even comparable. But like, they advertise as a beer festival, then you go and it's like, yeah, they have
Dude, I'll give you a bad beer
Blue
festival.
Moon or something. We're thinking of the same one. I
Oh,
wasn't
Ballast
gonna bring it
Point?
up.
Ballast Point's beer
I was gonna
festival?
say is
No.
well, I don't know if we're thinking the same one. I was gonna say is I don't want to say all the San Diego Beer Guild festivals are bad. Like the actual like Brewers Guild one, the San Diego Beer Week one's alright, but like Rhythm and Blues, like if it's a local beer festival, I'm sorry, but that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
That was my point.
That's like I can drink local beer whenever, you know what I mean? Like
Meeting at the Garden is the only one that seems worth it from the
Ooh,
local festivals.
oh my,
We
that
were
should be
supposed to go this year,
that should be
too.
the one, dude. That is damn, dude.
So for
That
you,
should be that's a legit
I
festival.
mean, technically, it's not in the
I
category
missed that one a lot.
because it's fucking mead,
I think we
not
went to-
beer.
no, but there's breweries there though too.
yeah.
And
But
we can talk about me, dude.
I'm trying to explain it to the people right get you've been
I don't
talking
know.
a lot. Can you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fucking hold your motherfucking horses over here?
Similac behind.
I had to go like fucking Charlie Day right there just to get you to be quiet right now. I'm just letting you know.
fucking Dayman me over here.
He's fucking been drinking a lot, man, because he won't shut the
I
fuck
don't
up.
know. That host power is going to his head.
Your head's getting bigger, and I'm not.
That was
talking
your
about
last
your
word,
penis.
Chris? I'm just kidding. Anyways,
Continue, please.
Meeting at the garden is super dope because I think like tickets are like $50, but then you spend like $100, which is nothing for a festival.
You get
You get a dinner. You get a dinner pairing. A dinner with mead.
and mead.
And mead.
Oh my god! If you do
All
it
the
right,
food.
that's way more than
That's
$100.
fucking great.
Yeah.
what do you think? I mean, if you could only have
That's a good
beer
one,
or
Ruben.
mead the rest of your life, what
Beer.
Yeah,
Beer.
I don't know, but
That's
mead
a
is so
stupid
fucking
question.
good. Dude, mead is so good. They're like
Yeah,
good
that's
mead.
it.
Like if I can
But-
only have mead, like especially if it's like pips and scrams and like the
Yeah,
like
yeah,
shitty
yeah.
mead.
But here-
it sucks. But
But like I said, you've been talking a lot. But let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me just tell you. Let me learn you something right now. All right.
learn me.
Mead is great, but if you want to get drunk at night, you could drink a bottle of mead, and are you gonna drink more than that? Hell no, because it's way too sweet.
You're done.
I could fucking kill a case of these fucking crispy boys, and get a good buzz and fucking go to sleep. And I could drink these all night. If I'm drinking mead, I'm doing one before I'm in a fucking diabetic coma. Like that
Well, and
shit.
not only you spend at least $50.
Yeah,
And it's like
For good
not
ones, yeah,
for- I
definitely.
mean, how many ounces? I mean, it's
yeah.
Those
For
pretty
$3.75 of a good stuff, right?
Ah, meads are so good though.
They are good, but I'll take beer all day,
Chris,
every
this
day.
isn't the mead podcast. We'll
This
get
is
there later.
Well, technically, we didn't say it was a beer
It's your
podcast.
first sip. I could
The
be my first sip. Could be of a mead.
The
You never
first
know.
sip of bourbon.
I had to talk him out of
Spoiler alert,
bringing
when
a
have
beer,
bourbon people
or
on.
mead.
Burbs. Actually, yeah.
Did you guys see that Shram's got distroed here in San Diego?
Distroed.
They got distroed.
They ship themselves from their tap room here. I got one not too long ago, but
Joel,
it's like in stores or what?
What are you saying? Chris might go crazy.
San Diego Wine and Beer Company, man. They got them. They got a bunch of them.
What?
Dude, have you been there?
To what?
San Diego Beer.
No, I haven't. I want to go there.
Holy shit, bro.
The shit.
That is one of the most underrated places in all of San Diego County because it's right on Miramar, and they carry DeGard regularly. They carry fucking Dree, and they carry Cantillon. And sitting on shelves. It's sitting on shelves
dude,
there.
I know, like, I mean, I have a friend that, like, sends his wife regularly there. Not me. It's not me. To go get stuff because she works, like, right by there. You know
they
what I mean?
do charge a premium, but they're not fucking you. Like, DeGard bottles are like $20, like $25.
Really?
And then, like, Dree, I got some limited Dree Lambic. It's like $40 to like $50 a pop. I don't know. I'm talking about you don't have to pay for shipping, and it's sitting on shelves. Like, that's a pretty decent price in my opinion.
Yeah.
No, that's really good.
Like,
well, shipping,
so what are you? I mean, so you mentioned. I mean, I know you kind of off the cuff mentioned. I don't know if we had actually. We were on Alley, but I don't know if you had another one, another festival.
No, I mean, I think the Horus one. I mean, I'm not saying it was one of the best festivals, but I think it was the only one in history, and as of so far, and I just think it was good for what it was for the first festival that the guy put on. I think it was good.
It was really legit.
Ruben's pick for the festival that he was most crestfallen about not happening thanks to this pandemic is Modern Times' Festival of Dankness, which usually happens in the summertime here in San Diego.
dude, it's out of the...
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good
I've
choice.
only been there via volunteering, but
Yeah, the Waterfront Park, which is one of the best locations you can get in San Diego.
That is a great location.
Such a fucking awesome
We're
location.
so spoiled.
Yeah, right
They get a great-
on the
Really are.
beach, like it's chilling right there, right off the ocean, like, and it's in the middle of summer.
It's even better because
What
it's
do you-
not on the beach. It
how do you
just
get mad
has
at the? You said you get mad at the beers that are there, or what?
Yeah, because it's all IPAs, you know.
Well, that's the thing. It's the Festival of Dankness. Then
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
the,
dude.
you go in
That-
stouts, then go to the
That's what I'm
Carnival of
saying.
Caffeination.
That's
you
what I'm
know?
saying. It's great, but it's all IPAs. So by the time I'm fucking done, like, you know, and
Ruben's like bringing his own stouts to this festival.
and here's the thing that annoys me about that festival, because I love it. I have so much fun. But I just, like, I'm that old man shaking his fist at these kids, right? Because I will be sitting there and there's like a long ass line at like Monkish, or a long ass line at like some other brewery. Meanwhile, I am sitting there talking about that beer we just voted #1, drinking Piny with no line till my heart's content. Like, I'll just sitting there pounding it.
Well, just the
pounding
fact that Russian River's there, that's a pretty fucking like, what festival is Russian River at ever? You know?
Yeah.
Never.
I mean, you're just good at knowing what's the best, and you stick to that line because you're not influenced by the hype.
I got to give a shout out to Highland Park, though, because Highland Park brings Timbo Pills. The last couple of years they've been there.
Yes.
So
Yes,
it's a great,
yes.
So it's a great palate cleanser in between everything, and it's warm out because it's the middle of summer. So we're dying of heat over here at like 82 degrees. Like,
82, like 90, dude. Some of these summer festivals?
I was trying to make.
And
fun.
and plus Festival of Dankness usually sports a few dark beers, but you know, like someone brought like something real good just to jack up with the whole theme, right? There'll be some really good like barrel aged special one-off stouts or things on tap that you can get that are like awesome.
Yeah, Moxa has done that, and then Derek was also with Abnormal when they did that, where they just brought like a crazy stout in the middle of dankness.
And the other thing, like I said, I think this takes beer festivals to the next level. They have good food there. It's not just one food truck. It's like a few. It's like they have several food trucks, and they're usually quite good. And I think
I
the same
usually
thing.
eat before, like I'll go to like the Crack Shack.
Yeah, you definitely got. Yeah, you definitely
Crack
got it.
Shack
Yeah.
is right there. Then you can walk down from the Crack Shack. Pro tip: if you ever come to Dankness, go to the Crack Shack before you go to Dankness Festival because it's right around the corner. But yeah, so I love Dankness Festival just because the spot is great, the people are great, and
Where was it at?
The Waterfront Park in San Diego.
Oh my gosh. I'm thinking of Encinitas Crack Shack, but gotcha.
Yeah, Little Italy,
Gotcha.
Little Italy Crack Shack.
Sorry.
And on top of that, man, here's one thing we've talked about this like outside of the podcast, but I think Modern Times is the best brewery in San Diego, and I've been saying that for years. But not only that, their staff is incredibly awesome. Like their people are
They
fucking.
just hire great people.
Their people are fucking dope. Like they're super.
They definitely,
nice.
they definitely
Yeah, I feel
look
like-
for. They definitely look for that type of person that
Yeah.
fits with their ideologies, and they do good. Yeah, they find the people they're about it, and like
They're like the beer professionals. I mean, they're like I've been.
and you're about to be in
cool.
there, and you're about to be in the membership again. So it's like they're the people who run them. It's like this guy Stephen Michael, Alana, and Leanna. Like they're all super nice people. It's like they're too nice. It's like I don't understand the level of patience they have because it's crazy. Like
There's
because
so
beer
many.
nerds are the fucking worst.
The fucking worst.
And even in modern times, which I want to get into some of this stuff later, potentially not
worst.
later today, but like another time. But just modern times membership. Once you're in there, if you've ever been in their membership, it's all kumbayas and fucking like they
Depending on the membership. Right?
and they're like like not all memberships like this. 'Cause it's like Horace is the opposite. It's like modern times,
Well,
it's all
even Modern Times
kumbaya.
has
It's like
levels.
modern times never does anything bad. Everything's great. Oh, it's the best.
Modern Times
and then it's like
cultivates a culture. Like
well, because and they incentivize it by, hey, if you're cool, you get into this fucking theory, the second tier,
Well, it's
blah
almost
blah blah.
rewarded.
Well, I know it's hard to be cool for people who aren't cool, but for us that are naturally cool, like it's pretty easy.
Did everybody rattle off their festivals?
Oh,
then?
so I was going.
Yes.
Yeah, recap real quick.
Dankness Festival is one that I'm gonna miss. I love that festival. This one got canceled because it's August. Obviously, that can happen because COVID. So I missed that one. And Mostra, hopefully we can get it back in 2022 because their anniversaries usually in
2022?
January. Yeah, because their anniversaries in January. There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way to do
sorry,
this year.
There's no way it's happening.
Unless they want to have it, unless they do it at the end of the year or something.
Yeah, there's no way it's happening this year.
And-
So
And then Allie was talking about Hootenanny was her one that she misses a lot and stuff. And speaking of Hootenanny, we're actually opening up a little Horace action right now. It's probably the best beer that he makes. I mean, it's arguable. That's at least best non-barrel aged beer. It's called Another Dose. The original one is the
Another day,
proper
another
dose. And
Someone's
it's
gonna-
basically
someone's
just a
gonna screenshot
big
that.
pastry stout bomb. Heavy hazelnuts, chocolate.
Whoa.
as you know, in some circles,
Gay
Yeah,
coffee.
I remember
Smells like
what
a
that
hazelnut
beer
usually.
tastes
In
like.
some
I'll just-
circles,
I'll just remember
Horace is known
when
as
you guys
bird
actually
dick.
taste it.
so we're
You
drinking.
didn't hear from me.
You didn't hear from me, but in some circles, Horace is referred to as bird dick. So we're having some bird dick beer right now.
Bird dick?
Bird dick.
I've never seen a bird dick before. Are they like really small?
They're huge.
They're
dude.
peckers.
That's the-
Oh, you son of a bitch with that,
That was
pun.
quick.
that's kind of
That's a good
so that's
one.
where
That's why I
kind of
made it on the podcast.
And I thought there was kind of besides just Allie mentioning the the Hootenanny, which I agree with. I couldn't believe I didn't think of that one. That was
I just gotta say it was.
it was up there. No, I think that's
the one and
on par.
only,
I think that's on par with Mostra.
Oh, I am impressed, Chris, guys.
yeah,
This
no,
is
and
awesome.
also
we didn't even talk about
Can
it.
the other one. Oh, I have to mention this festival because no one has said it, and it's one that I for sure wanted to go to is Wakefest.
Oh yeah, Wakefest.
I mean, that's obviously that's just a
on the other
cesspool
side
of
of the
fucking
country,
Hayes
yes.
Bros and different fucking crazy shit. But it's like they got same kind of thing. I think there's upper echelon
Holy shit.
festivals.
Can we fuck that? Let's
Wait,
just
Zach,
talk about this.
Zach,
Yeah.
I want to get Zach's
Let's just talk about
reaction.
this.
Yeah, wait. Zach was.
He already said, "Whoa."
Peripherally.
Yeah.
I was listening.
Yeah.
Our producer Zach over here is
Yeah.
gonna some.
Also, speaking of gas stations, I also do taste the Irish creamer. You guys know that Irish creamer?
Yeah.
When were
Yeah.
we speaking of gas
Yeah,
stations?
sure.
Right here.
I was speaking of gas stations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Listening
Sorry,
control.
Joel. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love this first.
Oh, this is gas station creamer for sure.
There's
I mean,
Irish
that's like,
creamer. There's some
but
Irish
it get a good in like the best way possible or what? Like
It has
sounds
a
like
little
you're-
metallic taste to it. I
It's-
think.
yeah.
I'm not
it's-
I don't know if I'm getting the metallic thing. Like
It's like that's like that artificial.
That nose
creamer.
though, that nose is stupid on this beer.
the nose
Yeah.
is.
it's just a thick delight. Like it's all hazel. Definitely like all
It
hazelnut.
reminded me of
Thick delight,
Hazel
yeah.
Yoo-hoo.
The other thing that we went, it's December 23rd. We're basically it's the eve of Christmas Eve, and so it's just about Christmas time. You know what I mean? So I want to kind of talk about what what are some of our what would be our ultimate Christmas beer. And this is kind of a good way of like saying it's like.
Can I start
when say-
this? 'Cause I
you
know.
can start this, and it's like it's one of those
Ultimate
things that's-
fist? Oh, ultimate. Whoa, like the pinnacle, like the highest of the high, or just like a favorite memory of Christmas beers.
It's a beer where because we're at the end of the year, so this is not like a best of list or anything, but it's just a beer that's really remarkable, and it's like if it's Christmas morning, I want to say Christmas morning, but it's Christmas Christmas Day and you want to enjoy something in front of the fireplace, get real cozy or something, I am thinking of stuff kind of in the stout realm, but it doesn't have to be that. What's kind of your ultimate kind of Christmas beer? You know what I mean? Like, what have you had? Yeah.
I can tell you, and I'm going to start this off, Joel. Excuse me for jumping in. But I'm going to start this off by the best beer that Mother Earth ever brewed. Mother Earth is located in Vista, California. They're
local brewery for us.
They're known for their beer called Cali Creaming, which is a cream ale, vanilla cream ale. And I'm not too fond of it, but people seem to love it, so that's why they're still around. But in 2014, I had to look this up because I checked it in on Untappd back in the day. 2014, they released their winter ale, which was a barrel-aged old ale with nutmeg, cinnamon, and spices.
Oh, damn. So classic, like, kind of autumn, winter, like, kind of spice.
Holy shit. Can I tell you that is one of my favorite beer memories, like, of all time? Like, I remember having that beer at a bottle share, and I was just blown away. It was like Christmas in a glass. Like, the nutmeg, the cinnamon.
That sounds right. I mean, those flavors, those spices.
Dude, it was so good. You know how good it was? I didn't... That bottle sold out, right? Because they only had so much.
Really?
I drove down to Hillcrest to a random liquor store who had an online database, and I went out and I cleaned them out. They had like 5 bottles of that winter ale.
No shit.
And I fucking went out there and I fucking cleaned them out. And this was like, we're talking about like $30 a bottle because the upcharge.
Jesus.
So I cleaned them out. I'm getting all of these fucking beers, and that is my Christmas memory because I remember.
What year was that they released that one?
2014.
2014. Damn, that was a minute ago.
2014 Christmas Ale by Mother Earth, and they never brewed it again. They still do their seasons of Mother Earth, so they have like a winter beer, fall, all the seasons, and they've never brewed that beer again. They changed it to a stout. They've never brewed that old ale again, and that was the best beer they've ever made, hands down, the best beer they've ever made.
I agree. I mean, I haven't had that one. I do recall seeing their different seasonals, and maybe, like I said, that one sold out. So maybe that was just like you said, sometimes a brewery, they just kind of stumble upon like the fucking one sometimes. You know what I mean?
Well, I know Joel's tried it because I saw that he checked it in. He wasn't as fond of it as I was.
Yeah, I'm rated like 3.
But I was checking
3.25 on Untappd.
Because I was checking checking my Untappd. Originally, I thought it was a 2015, but it turned out to be a 2014, and that beer was Christmas in a glass, man. It was so good. I
believe there's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple. Like I said, some local one. Like it's kind of like, yeah, you never know, like who's gonna just produce one of those beers that you just don't expect it.
Something more mass produced. So I'll give you 2. I'll give you that one.
Okay,
bro, I gave it a 4. That's like a really good rating.
Bitch, that's a 5. I think I gave it like a 4.25 too, like back in the day. Like
I gave it a 4.
Yeah, that beer was phenomenal. But something local.
I just looked it up.
Or you said more mass produced.
Okay,
but also maybe local.
Yeah, something more mass produced that I think we could all get is Belch and Beaver does their what is it? Their abuelitas one, like their Mexican hot coffee.
Oh yeah.
Mexican hot chocolate stout that they do like every year. That's another Christmas beer for me.
I get down with that one.
But I'm not as passionate as that one as I am that Mother Earth beer, because that Mother Earth beer, it's like all right. I'm not going to say that because that's inappropriate.
Hey, we can cuss on here.
Well, I was going to say, it's like that one girl or that one sexual partner that you had that you recall all those years later because it was so good. That was that beer.
Yeah.
That was that beer where I just look back fondly, and I'm just like,
it's the one where you look, you see that she, maybe she's been dating somebody for a long time. When she breaks up, you slide into those DMs kind of thing. Like,
no, it's not even that. It's like you can't get her back, but you go back and think about like those moments she shared. You're like, damn.
Well, simmer down over here.
You're like, damn, that was a fucking good.
Look, I know that.
Damn, that was great.
Yeah, you need to find Ruben's Mexican hot chocolate.
Yeah,
she's out there.
Oh, she's out there.
So I'll go next. So my ultimate Christmas beer is Roll for Initiative. Ooh. And this was one that I discovered relatively, to be honest, I don't think I've had it in a long time. I think it was either Joel or somebody. What do you want, Ruben?
Can I just pause you for a second?
Wait.
I'm going to let you get back into it, but I just want to tell everybody that is the best nose on a beer ever.
Roll for Initiative?
Ever.
Yeah. It's stupid.
Well,
I mean, it's basically
vanilla,
it's essentially it's cinnamon buns in a glass. That's all I need to say. I mean, we're talking about ultimate Christmas beers. It's straight up Cinnabon in a glass, and I love fucking Cinnabon. for me, like, our family, we always had Cinnabons on like Christmas morning. That was like one of our things. So when I had that, and then we were thinking about this thing, I was like, dude, that is Christmas
Yeah,
beer
when
for
Chris
me.
and I started dating, he was like, "Oh yeah, you
100%.
don't get cinnamon for Christmas," and I was like, "I mean, I have cinnamon rolls, but not cinnamon."
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's
he
you
was-
gotta have
That's some white people
specific-
shit.
Yeah.
Ruben, I didn't have it either. I mean,
But that was the beer. Like, it was actually one. It was one of the first Tuesday night beer societies, which I got to shout out the Tuesday night beer society.
We're still
Joel,
here
I
with
think it was
the
either
founder.
Joel. Yeah, it was either Joel or somebody at the chair. I had to imagine either Joel or somebody, like maybe Mike or somebody, had Roll for Initiative, and it was I believe it was a 2017 Roll for Initiative, and we had it towards the end of the year. So it was like almost
18.
Okay, so it was
Yeah.
almost it was almost a year
Yep.
old or something, but it was just phenomenal. Like I said, like I still think about that beer sometimes. I don't think I've had.
It's that sexual partner that you
yeah,
remember
exactly.
years
It's just
later,
that one.
you're
You're
like,
like, damn, that was the one. Like, wow.
earmuffs. Oh,
Yeah.
no, wait. I mean, I'll talk about the one
Yeah,
that
yeah,
got away too.
No, it's not even about the one.
talking about- yeah.
It's not about the one that got
I'm
away. We're just
I'm
talking about
teasing.
you have that moment, that sexual partner where you just remember forever. You're
Okay,
just like-
Ruben, when you're married, I can't wait to tell your wife
and
about
that's,
this.
Yeah, with relation to beer, I suppose.
Yes,
We're talking
beer,
about-
beer. Yeah, that might be
We're talking about
beer.
beer,
Yeah,
all right?
Oh.
Come on, Allie, get your mind out of the gutter.
Oh, then awesome.
Yeah, no, but God, Roll for Initiative. That nose was
So good. And
Stupid.
cinnamon is polarizing, and I understand that, but for me, I mean, I'm a cinnamon fan,
you
and
have
that
that
was
beer,
the
and
one.
it makes me think, like, why doesn't every beer have cinnamon? Like,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Yeah, dude. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, why exactly?
I'm a huge fan of cinnamon, except the one that Abnormal did. They did that Cafe Dino, but it was like drinking a fucking
Oh, the little dinosaur on
hot
it?
tamale. Yeah, it was drinking a fucking hot
The
tamale.
dinosaur with the
That
flannel?
was
Yeah,
tough.
no,
Yeah,
make
that
it
was
stuff.
rough.
Some people love
Yeah.
that one, don't they? Like
Maybe I haven't met one person.
maybe because it was when pastry stouts
No,
were
the
new,
mock-
like because Derek, who was the former brewer there, he basically brought pastry stouts to San Diego. And I think it was still kind of a new thing, and like so I could see
Yeah.
him like fucking around with some cinnamon. It's like
He
yeah, I
brought
went too far.
pastry stouts to San Diego. That's the
Hold
deal.
on,
Pretty
I'm trying
much,
to think.
right? Like I mean,
Because he was in that
Abnormal-
Jay Wakefield camp. Because
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like he basically brought it to San Diego, and then it
I
was
believe
like
you. I'm just
it was
more-
Abnormal, and then Modern Times was making barrel aged stouts, but then they like kind of got more into the pastry game. Like
Would
definitely
you consider
does-
just vanilla a pastry stout? Because I think MTV came out before Abnormal did any of theirs.
that is more on the.
It's a
I don't.
starting, right?
It can be. It's especially. I mean, MTV is great. I mean, Modern Times or Modem Tones Vanilla, like that's a phenomenal beer. It's on that verge of like where I still consider it kind of fine art meets
It's kind
pastry
of
stouts.
personal
Because sometimes some
preference,
pastry
right?
stouts, it's like it's not that fucking crazy, but like I said, this is like I feel like that was like kind of like fine art. Joel, what do you think? What do you think in terms of your ultimate Christmas beer?
I have quite a few that pop to mind, actually, believe it or not. But one that I'll go back to, like way back, so is Stone's 12-12-12 Vertical Epic Ale. So that one was the culmination of their Vertical Epic series, which they started in 2002 with 222, and they released it on February 2nd, 2002. And then the next year, 333, March 3rd, 2003, blah, 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 all the way till 2012. They released it on December 12th, 2012. And all of them were like, they were all like Belgian. I want to say they were all a variation on a Belgian strong ale typically. And they all had like adjuncts. They all had like spices and stuff put in them. But the 12-12-12 was the most Christmas of them all, I think. And I actually looked it up here to double check what was in it because they had allspice, nutmeg, clove, orange peel, and rose hips in the beer. It was a super tasty beer. They released it in obviously the end of 2012, which has coincided right at the beginning of like my becoming like super like interested in craft beer, like hardcore interested in craft beer. It was right around the 2012-2013 like time frame that I started to like really become interested. And so I think I probably even got a growler of it, the big one. The big growler, the big I think it was like a 2 liter. I don't know. It was a huge fatty growler of that stuff and took it home and like probably drank it all myself over the course of several days, I'm guessing. That beer is Christmas to me. Yeah, there's lots of other ones I can think of that like really make me think of like Christmas or the holidays or like the spices and the flavors and stuff. But I'm going back and digging deep. That's the one that really like kind of nails it for me in the historical sense.
For me. Yeah. Okay, guys, that's definitely respectable right there. What about you, Allie? What was your Christmas beer that you like? Your ultimate Christmas beer?
Well, I feel like the way I interpreted this is like your ultimate Christmas beer was like.
There's a lot of ways to go. There's a lot of ways to go here. There's a lot of ways to go here. Yeah.
I would like to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is like, in my mind, it's like what I want for Christmas. Like if I could choose, this is the beer that I would want.
Oh, I like her interpretation of that.
You know that in my mind, that's what I was thinking. It's like
Alpine Nelson twin.
See, it brings up different things. I'm gonna nip this one in the butt because I know Ruben's gonna give me a hard time about it. But this is my favorite beer for a reason. It's my Christmas beer for a reason. Because I love it so much, I got so sloppy because I just love it so much.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite stories of all time.
Yeah, it's Pizza Port in Carlsbad, made Warrior barrel aged Warrior. It's so good. So it's a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout with toasted coconut, macadamia nut, and coffee. And of course, it's a double stout at 11%, and I'm drinking it like it's a freaking 3%. Like
because it drinks like tastes like fucking chocolate dipped macadamia nuts or whatever.
It's so delicious, and yeah, I mean, if I could ask Santa for a beer, that's what I want.
I was kind of jealous. I was kind of jealous once I gave mine. I was like, oh, roll for initiative. Like that's like almost cheater stats. But then you said Warrior, like
the barrel
aged Warrior, and I feel bad that so many people out there, you know, the nation, probably the probably the 20,000-30,000 followers and listeners that we have here. You know, just I've never tried this beer, and it's just it's a damn shame because.
Yeah, I drank enough for them in one night. But anyways, it's such a good beer.
That was my
favorite. What was the adjuncts? What was the because it's barrel? Everyone knows. I mean, it's barrel aged beer. But what was the what was?
I'll say it again, Chris. It's bourbon barrel aged imperial stout with toasted coconut, macadamia nut, and coffee. And I think whatever coffee they used, that was like the nail in the coffin because it fucking got me. So
dude, that beer was stupid. And I remember that night. I remember that night. I think Joel was there too because it was one of the Tuesday night shares and
it's one of those ones that Kate would do at the
Pizza Port. At
Pizza Port shares.
Fest, and I was okay with it. It was the worst hangover the next day.
And it was incredible because every person that kept showing up, Allie was like, "Hey, you need to try this beer. Come with me." And they'd come back with full pours.
Yeah, both of them.
I'm pretty sure it's probably like 2 per person, and I had like 2 per hour.
Yeah.
And
like, not even exaggerating.
And if you're listening to this, you haven't had that beer. Like imagine Death Before Dying macaroons. It was because I don't think macaroons had macadamia nut, but it still was like it was that level of fucking good and thickness. And just chocolatey
and you could only
coconut
get it at the brewery.
decadence.
They
That's the only way I can describe it.
It was such a only at the source. You know, you couldn't get that anywhere.
That
so that's if I could talk to Santa, that's what I would want.
That was such a decadent beer, man.
And that's one of the things I was talking about earlier. Sometimes those local breweries, you just make that thing that just is like a brief moment in time, and you just like. You get to try it, and it's gone. It's fucking gone. That's never gonna. Like, I don't know if they have any plans to ever make that again, or like.
There's only 72 people that.
Checked it in, it's crazy.
Which is
4.43 though, or 4.43. Yeah.
But what was so funny about that night? I want to go back to that night because we talked about that beer.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back
to that night. Let's go back to that night.
Okay.
Because we had to share, bro, and I think like 10 people showed up. Maybe it wasn't a lot of people.
Yeah. What's this?
And every person that showed up after like the 4th person, Allie would walk into the bar with them. And order a full pour.
Like I owned it by the end.
So Allie, at the end of the night, had like 8 or 9 full pours of fucking Warrior.
Oh, and we were drinking beers on top.
Yeah, and we were drinking all the beers.
Yeah, exactly. And we had a bottle share on top of that shit.
Long story short,
and we got a fucking growler of that shit, right?
I woke up the next day and I was like, man, that was great. And then I opened my fridge and there's a fucking growler of this beer that you cannot get growlers of.
Yeah, that's some backyard handshakes.
That's some.
We won't reveal our source.
Good friends and high friends in high places,
exactly.
But
I mean, it was a great night for me, but also I took advantage of the great service I was getting. So
Yeah. I miss Pizza Port, man. I miss those shares. Those shares were so great.
Those
So
were
good.
fun, yeah.
I just miss being able to go to Pizza Port like on a regular basis. Like,
Pizza
I get,
Port's
I'll
our
get, I'll get it to
local-
go. I'll get it to go once in a while now, and it's like,
It's not the same.
support. It's not the same. There's something about it, you just get a feel about a place, like being there, and that's it's a bummer, but we're all we're all
close to
getting
our
through it.
hearts.
Those Pizza Port, Carlsbad Village, man, that Pizza Port is the
Chris
shit.
and I literally
love
had
those people.
our wedding rehearsal dinner there. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how much we
Yeah,
love the
exactly.
place.
Yeah,
I mean, that's-
those people are so fucking awesome, man. Like
was
everybody who
great.
runs.
I didn't get any co-word
Bradley that
night.
runs the bottle
Yes,
shop.
yeah.
and
Good
then
people,
the
good
entire
people.
entire staff. At
Shout
the
out,
restaurant.
shout out to that whole crew over there for sure.
Like that. Those people.
That's the best. That, in my opinion, that's the best Pizza Port.
Oh,
If you're gonna,
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
coming to San Diego and you're like, oh, I want to go to Pizza Port. I've heard about this place. Go
Carlsbad
to the
Village.
Carlsbad Village. That's the fucking dopest one for sure. I think it's a good time to wrap up here, and I just want to thank everybody. Thank all the hosts here, Ruben, Allie, Joel. If you want to follow us on social media, our Instagram handle is First Sip Pod. That is the number 1 STSIP pod. That's on Instagram.
So this was filmed on the 23rd, so you're probably not going to hear it for a couple of weeks. But
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah, Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Happy
Yeah.
New Year!
Happy
It's-
New
We're
Year.
Yeah.
going
Thank
into
you
21.
to Apogee Creatives and letting us record here in the barn. This fucking
Barnyard
awesome
Live.
facility. And when we do in a few weeks when we go do our live one, you'll kind of get a better feel for the spot. And looking forward to seeing everybody next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, friends.
Cheers.